All right, on the show today, on the JB Rambo Show, we have Trae and Moe, California Sober Podcast. Thanks, guys, for joining us today. Really appreciate it coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, dude.
Man, heck yeah.
Another podcast, podcaster.
in the same lane.
I reached out to Dre because I see, like, we added each other on IG. Coincidentally, he trains with one of my friends.
Is that Quinn?
With who?
Oh, who's your friend?
Pena.
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Yeah, and Quinn, too.
Yeah.
But I had met Quinn through Pena, but yeah, so I seen he trains with some of my friends, and I just was like, hey, what's up, bro? We both interview fighters and stuff. Yeah. Here we are, dude.
I'm glad you guys came, man. Yeah. And I didn't realize you guys were coming from so far.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all over the place normally.
Yeah.
I do graphs, so I'll drive to like the IE and then just backtrack all the way to LA sometimes and shit like that.
What's that, graphs?
Graffiti.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on the freeways?
Yeah.
Were you the guy, did you see that one graffiti they put on, it was on the 10th freeway, and it was huge, dude. It was like...
The lyrics?
Yeah, I think it was lyrics, but it had something to do with God. And it said, God is coming. But I mean, it was huge, man.
I haven't seen that.
Like whoever did it did like a whole quarter-mile stretch of big block letters of, I don't know, something.
That's tough. I love it,
too. It was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Some one fool's been doing like lyrics lately. He was done like old, like Nate Dogg, like, what's that one song? His La Coca Nostra, like a Vinny Paz fucking part is so dope. I love shit like that, dude.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's creative.
That's funny, man.
Does it look good though? Is the writing good at least?
Yeah, dude's clean as fuck. His homies are like whatever, but like to put it down like that on the freeway, that's risky as fuck.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Dre. So
it's gonna take me getting some used to flipping back and forth between the three of us.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's better this way. Because with the number, I'd be like, oh shoot, which number is it?
Well, you could always get like a wireless keyboard is what I was thinking.
You could do that on your phone, actually.
Oh, could you with OBS?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I did it once a long time ago.
Oh, did it work?
But this was during the pandemic. And, I don't know. I never thought of myself as somebody who was like, that would get stressed out because of the pandemic. But man, like learning software.
Yeah.
Man, I remember one time I yelled at my kid so bad, dude. He was like 17. He's in the Navy now, but he was like, "You're a fucking dick, man." Like he was so. It was horrible, man. Yeah, dude, it was horrible, man.
Damn, you're like, get on the mats.
Yeah, just trying to learn software,
Dude, it's infuriating, dude. Especially
is.
when it doesn't want to, like, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but for some reason it's not working.
It's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Don't get it yet.
Yeah, it's the worst, man.
Oh man,
how many lost episodes do we have?
Dude,
for real?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
We'd be recording and then he'd go and check. He'd be like, "Oh, this one's been stopped."
Something happened. Yeah.
We're like, fuck.
That's one. Like I told you how we record audio and video separate, and the main reason is because usually like the audio will be good for like 99.9% of the time. The only problems we've ever had was for video, and so that way if something happens, at least we still have the audio.
Oh, that's a good point, man. Like all I had to do is just go like that.
Yeah.
And now we're recording the audio in case something happens. Yeah. Internal.
Yeah.
I know. I never thought of that. Because I guess you could just line them up, right?
Yeah, you can line it. Usually you do like a clap at the beginning or something, and it'll help line it up.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
So you guys train? You also train? but you do jiu-jitsu and MMA, or
no? I used to do jiu-jitsu. I was under Legacy Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
I did that for like a little bit over a year. I was like, I think a 2-stripe white belt.
Okay.
I stopped doing it. I enjoyed it, dude. I like jits. I just like Muay Thai way more,
Yeah.
And the reason I really stopped was just because of time. Like I didn't have time to do both, and I didn't want to take time out of Muay Thai.
It's a different beast.
Yeah.
I used to think I was in great shape, and then I started doing the striking class, and I was like, man, this is a whole different type of cardio.
Oh, dude, for sure.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, I like the jits, dude, but I just love Muay Thai more. I want to go back to it. Like we're trying to expand right now, and so once we get to a bigger facility, we'll be able to have earlier jits classes. I think that's when I'll start doing jits.
Are you still at Legacy?
Yeah, so he's at Spider Muay Thai.
Who's the head coach?
Spider.
Oh, is that his name? Spider?
So Spider Muay Thai is the gym, and then Legacy has his own space, like in Spider Muay Thai.
Oh, interesting.
So he has his time slots, like after 8 o'clock is when his classes start.
So Legacy is a person.
Yeah, Legacy is a person.
I know, look how ignorant I sound right now. That's okay. That.
Yeah, Legacy's the jiu-jitsu coach. He's got his jiu-jitsu team. And then Spider Muay Thai is the gym, and Frankie is the owner of Spider Muay Thai.
Oh, I see. Because Legacy sounds like cool enough name to be the name of the gym.
Yeah, right.
But it's the person.
Dude, actually, there's a Legacy Muay Thai gym somewhere in America.
Yeah,
I've seen him pop up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. But yeah, Legacy, he's a cool jiu-jitsu instructor, dude. He's under Joe Morero's lineage, you know?
Yeah.
So he knows his stuff. He's a cool guy.
Right on. And you said you're
trained. I just grew up loving like fighting, like fight sports and all that shit like that, like old UFC. Like I got into it back when like when the Spider first debuted against Chris
Levin? Chris Levin?
That's what that broke his leg too.
I don't think that was Chris Levin. Was that Chris Levin or was that Chris?
The guy, he was on The Ultimate Fighter. It was that guy. One of the seasons, way back in the day.
When Anderson Silva broke his shin.
His shin.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of those.
Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman, that's who it was. Yeah, that's when when Wanderlei was still fucking super popular.
Yeah.
That's when I was like into fight sports.
Okay, but you were saying on the sign for Shits and Giggles, you paint the streets.
On the, you know.
Do you talk about that? Do you ever talk about that?
Randomly here and there.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I got my shit posted on my page. So
dude.
it's all good. I feel like if the cops come after me one day, it's just more clout.
Yeah, you're like, come get me, motherfuckers.
I've got a record. I can do time. Fuck it.
He's like, sweet, I don't got to pay rent for a month.
Right.
Just get out and start over again, fresh.
We like to start over.
So how long have you guys had a California sober? How long have you guys been doing your podcast?
A little over a year now.
Yeah, it's been just over a year. We're episode 60 published. I think we're a couple episodes that didn't get published because for whatever reason we just didn't drop them. You know, it's been a solid year. It's a lot of work, dude. It's been fun. It's definitely gone a little bit easier now that we got a good flow.
Where were you when you started? What were you doing? Like at the moment you decided to go and start a podcast. I know. Actually, you said you were in production at school, right?
Yeah, so I went to school for production, audio production. I did a little bit of video work, but mostly it was audio stuff, audio engineering. The reason I got into the podcast was because I had another podcast with my homie Justin. We did like 3 episodes, and then he just stopped doing it. And like I'm the type of person, bro. If I start something, dude, I just got to do it. Like I have to do it for a year, man, like minimum, just to see if I want to keep doing it. You know. So I hit him up because he's super into podcasts, dude. Like more than me, you know.
And he's were you already doing it?
No, but I like literally all I watch is like anime and then podcasts. That's like literally all I watch.
Yeah. So. When you started, did you start on your own, or you? I mean, after you stopped with your buddy who quit, how long did it take you to find Trae?
No, I told him like immediately, pretty much. Like I'd kind of like been flowing it because I already had all the equipment, and like I was the one doing all the work anyway, so I knew how to do it. Really, it was my coach that pushed me though, Frankie from Spider, bro, because he kept asking me because I wanted him to come on the first podcast. And it just never materialized because it ended. And he just kept asking me about it. And I finally just told him, like, oh, we don't do it anymore. And he's like, dude, just do it on your own. Like, you're good at talking to people, you know, some fighters, like, just do it. So I hit him up because I just didn't want to do it alone, you know. And, like, the first couple episodes, like, I want to say, like, 30 episodes, we didn't have any guests. It was just me and him just bullshitting, you know.
For the first 30?
Figuring it out and all that.
Yeah. How many guests have you guys had now?
We're at, like, 60 now. Oh, how many guests have we had now? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, guests.
Probably 25.
Heck yeah, that's sick. So how do you go about, at the sake of jumping ahead, how just for shits and giggles, how did you guys go about getting your guests? Like, what did you do? You did
just our homies at first.
Yeah,
you just started hitting people up. Hey, you want to come on our podcast?
Yeah, we started with our friends because it was easy. Now I'll reach out to random people just like on IG is usually what I use, you know. Yeah. I just feel like, hey, usually this is how I know if they're down. I'll add them, and if they add me back, I already know like they're interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know how I know? Well, at least I suspect, like, and because I hit up people too, and I'm really grateful when people come on the show, you know. So I'm not like I know, but if they like my stuff, you know, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just hit him up, see if he wants to come on, you know.
Mouth don't get fed.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hey, was that a problem for you guys in the beginning? Like, were you kind of nervous to hit people up? Was that an issue?
Just getting guests to come in, like they would like be down, but then wouldn't show up just because we did our episode sucked, bro. We didn't know what we were doing. The equipment we used sucked, you know. So I think once we started improving the actual podcast, people were more willing to come on because they could see the product was more polished, you know.
What did you think the problem was? Why do you say it sucked?
Well, I mean, it's just like we didn't have good mics. I was recording off iPhones. It just
Getting
was like
used to just being on camera.
Learning how to.
I'm introverted as fuck, so it took me a while.
You, Trae? Like, I would have never guessed, man.
I just look like this.
Yeah, even just the flow of the conversation, just a lot. We were still learning, you know. And then I think once people saw us like starting to get our groove on and the quality improving, they were kind of like, all right, I want to come on now, you know.
Yeah.
after the Fat Spider-Man episode.
That was when we really started getting a lot better, dude.
Yeah.
What episode is that?
It's with my homie Angel.
Oh,
It's about a year ago.
It's like a certain episode. We call it Fat Spider-Man because at the end of the episode we brought up Spooderman. If you've ever seen that,
Nah.
it's basically
Is that anime?
no. It's this dude. It's this weird like edit they made of Spider-Man, like all the Spider-Man movies.
But he's fat.
He's like fat and disfigured. And it's just like
Pizza?
It's like the scary movie version of Spider-Man, basically. So it's all comedy driven and shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like if a 5-year-old drew him, like the lines aren't straight, so his head's not like a circle. It's like a weird shape.
Yeah.
And he talks all weird, bro.
Does his belly kind of pop out?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit?
yeah,
I love
it's
that.
so good.
I love that.
The
yeah.
web comes from unknown places.
It comes from it comes from where spider webs come out of in real life.
Like where?
Oh, his
I think it's
butthole.
I think it's his butthole or his fucking
Is it both?
urethra.
Is it urethra? That's
Urethra?
What's
Your
your
dick?
Is that
One of those.
Oh,
two?
your
I don't think it was that- does it
urethra.
I forget. Yeah, that one.
I think
Yeah.
it's his butthole.
It's either one of those, but it's hilarious, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a good cartoon. It's a good laugh.
That's cool. And you said you didn't want to do it alone. What was that about? What were you concerned with or afraid? I don't want to say you were afraid, but it sounds like you were afraid, bro. What were you afraid of?
No, it wasn't that I was afraid. It's just because there's a lot of our episodes are just me and him, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I going to just stand
Well,
in
you
front of
said
the
though
camera?
that you didn't want to do it by yourself. What come you didn't want to do it by yourself?
Probably because you're not like, you know who Tim Dillon is, the comedian?
Nah.
Yeah.
He's probably like one of the number one like single man podcasts on like
They're
in
hard
the
to do.
world.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to do, like, because you just have to literally go on a rant.
You do.
Go on a rant for like an hour and
Yeah.
have to keep people focused. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like the constant conversation. And he's good because he's just like into the government shit. He's also a comedian that's super popular. So his like
So he's
ability
got
to like
funny, he's
jump
witty.
to different subjects is there.
Right.
And I don't know. I think me and him have the similar personality. So that'd be fucking hard.
Yeah.
I hate if he like has to go use the restroom and it's like, all right, just keep him entertained. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We were
Just kind of
well
like
together,
looking
dude.
away, looking down. I think the only time it ever worked out well was when we did the like Hitler as a good guy, Hitler redemption movie.
Oh, dude.
I just basically went on like a 3-minute tangent of like what the movie would be about.
If Hitler was a good guy?
It basically it's his redemption.
It was, yeah. Dude, the premise was basically like Hitler goes to hell. He repents and then like he becomes like an angel, you know?
Yeah, that's the goal.
And his squad is like a bunch of gays. So he's got like the SS, but they're gays, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
Weren't they gay in real life?
I
You
don't
guys
know.
ever hear about that?
some of them. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
like Gerber might have been. There were certain dudes in his like party that were. I don't know, dude. I'm all into World War II tough. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this movie or something where they were basically saying, the brown shirts that were, I
yeah.
guess, were working in conjunction with the
the
Nazis,
SS? Yeah.
with the SS, and I guess they were gay. I don't know.
I can see that.
Basically saying
I could see it, dude.
I can see
gay repenting Hitler.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Someone pick up this movie that's listening.
Yes, someone make it happen.
It was cool. It was like a 3-part. It was a trilogy, like Lord of the Rings. It was like Dante's Inferno was the first one. The second one was like he comes back and everything's going good. He falls in love with this black dude.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh,
it should
yeah.
be played by like
Yeah, it was like a trilogy that we
Yeah.
like talked about.
Michael B. Jordan is who I said it should be played.
Michael
And
B.
then-
Jordan? Yeah.
And then at the end of the second one, he was gonna get that dude ripped from his arms and then end up back in hell, kind of. And then he's got to convince the whole SS that, hey, we're all cool, man. We don't got to do this. And that was what the third movie's gonna be about.
Yeah.
I think you guys got some.
I think
Yeah.
I think if we dropped it right now, given the climate and what's going on in the Middle East, it might make some money, dude. To be honest.
What was the one movie where the kid had Hitler as an imaginary friend?
I don't know.
There's
That
this
one.
movie that came out last year or like 2 years ago. It was something rabbit or oh fuck, I'll have to look it up. But basically, the kid's like imaginary homeboy was Hitler.
Was Hitler.
Yeah,
And he
I
helped him
don't
like
know.
make decisions and shit. And I was like,
Were they good decisions? Like, was he an honest Hitler? Or?
I want to say because it seemed like a wholesome movie. It wasn't like, you know, it didn't
Telling him
seem.
to clean up his room and stuff.
It wasn't like
Treat
Inglorious
your parents with
Bastard.
respect.
Dude, what the fuck is? I'm gonna have to look that shit up because if that one worked out and did good, I think we got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, it wasn't that I was afraid to do it on my own. It's just I knew the format of the show I wanted, and so I like required a co-host. You know.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't always gonna like I knew I wasn't always gonna have guests to interview. Like there's episodes where we do deep dives into certain subjects. You know, like
Conspiracies.
yeah, like we did one with like Palestine and Israel. I spent like a week just researching that. We just recently did one with the CIA.
Oh, so you guys like to dive into some serious topics sometimes, or do you keep it light?
No, we'll dive into serious topics.
Very opinionated though.
Yeah.
Super opinionated.
You guys get any heated combos or?
Not with each other.
Not with each other.
Yeah, usually not.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
I don't think we dislike. Most of the stuff we like and dislike is the same anyway.
Yeah, so we grew up together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know each other since we were kids.
Oh, no kidding.
I
That's
met him
cool.
for the first time in like 4th grade summer school.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's not a lot of disagreement between us, you know what I mean?
This is Orange County, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
So talking about the format of your show, like going into it, did it end up morphing into something different, or have you guys stayed on point with what you guys intended the show when you started out? Like, what did you guys intend the show to be about, or what was the format?
Kind of came to fruition with what we first planned. Like we both came to the collective idea that we wanted it to be like fight based, but at the same time, we love comedy and all that type of stuff too, and information. So we wanted to go off in tangents that way. Like I think in our first 20 episodes, we brought up some type of history.
Oh yeah.
So that all worked out.
Has everyone that's come on your show been a fighter
No,
in some way or another, or an athlete? Or
He's had like ex-cons. We've had some of my homeboys that I grew up with. Had my street dad on one episode.
It's probably 90% fighters, though. I would say.
For sure, it's more fighter based.
you guys were you ever concerned about who you bring over to your pad to do a recording? Or?
Dude, honestly, so there's this guest I've been trying to get on. I literally met him at like a Chinese food spot, and he just got out of prison. He got shot by cops 11 times. He's kind of like tweaker status, but his story is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to figure out like how I'm gonna get him on, because I don't want him to come into my crib. I was thinking of either doing it at the park or just like renting a hotel and doing the recording. You know what I mean?
Yo, let's see if Rambo will do it.
You know what I mean?
Yo, that would
Rambo.
look sus if we were just in a motel.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast.
I don't want him to know where I live though. This dude's just fresh out of prison, dude. He's missing like 2 fingers from how he got.
He's missing 2 fingers.
That's how I started talking to him. I was waiting in line. He's missing 2 fingers, and we just started chopping it up. I was like, "Yo, what happened to your fingers?" And he's all like, "I got shot 11 times by his cops."
Bro, imagine getting your finger shot off.
Dude, his name is Freedom Montez, bro.
What's his name?
Freedom Montez, and this fool spent like 13 years in prison, bro.
You know, I messaged a dude. I reached out to this guy, right? Because he was doing like mad workouts. And I was like, man, that's pretty impressive. You know, guy looks like he takes care of you. He was giving me like positive messages and stuff. Real cool dude, you know, still friends on Insta.
Ex-lifer.
You know what? I started thinking, pushed the wrong thing here. Let's see if that works. Oh, so I hit the dude up, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, man, cool. I was like, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, oh crap, he's got like no photos. Every photo is in that same workout area. And I was like, oh shit, I think this guy's in prison.
Yo, that'd be awesome, dude.
Like he's still
tight,
in
though.
prison.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Is he always in like grays?
He's
and whites?
Basically.
Yeah, definitely in prison.
Yeah.
Those are the only
And,
colors you can wear.
oh, is that right?
Other than the PIA stuff they give.
But he's got like some small amounts of red. And cool dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, you know what, man, fuck it. I'll put him on. We'll just do the whole
video shit.
Yeah, video thing. We'll do a video one.
That'd be interesting, dude.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, imagine doing an interview with a guy
From
in
the
prison.
cell, where he's in the cell?
from the cell.
He's all hiding it from the cops.
Dude, because those guys got
Hold
cell
on.
phones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got them
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
When I was upstate, there was iPhones. Some of the dudes had iPhones and shit.
dude,
like
you
that.
were in prison, bro?
Yeah. I had 13 months upstate.
Let's talk about that, man. Like,
Let's
why
go.
the hell were you in prison? You don't look like.
I
Oh,
was a pretty tough crime. I stole some makeup and
why makeup?
This is before the trans movement was okay.
I wish it was still popular. I would been able to sell that shit for way more.
Yeah.
But I was a big ass heroin addict for a long time.
I was for a second I thought maybe it was Valentine's Day and he's like, you know what? Fuck, I'm
That's
gonna
a love
get-
story, bro.
I'm gonna get
Every
my-
Valentine's Day, I would have had some old lady fucking decked to the nines in makeup for sure. But I was a heroin addict for like 15 years almost.
Okay.
Homeless for 5. And
5 of those 15?
Yeah,
Okay.
5 of those 15. And basically, I got to the point where I was having to go bullshit to supply my habit, and I hit anywhere and everywhere. Like, I had no, like, I didn't even know what the idea of was to not go do it.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't want to be sick, so I'm going to do what I have to do to get by.
Right.
I'm banned from all Sephoras. I'm banned from all Ultas. I'm banned from all Zoomies, Home Depots, Walmarts. Basically, all your major corporations I'm not supposed to be going in, but I still go into them to this day. But I'm just buying shit nowadays. Maybe steal some little shit here and there.
They give you a lifetime
Candy
ban.
bar.
Was that part of your well, you did 12 years, so you probably didn't get
No,
it.
I did 13 months altogether.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
13
no.
months.
I almost got 8 years. I just got lucky when I was going to court because I got charged with it in like 2016, like middle of 2016. And I did 2 weeks. They were like, yo, you can sign a strike right now and we'll let you out today, which was the biggest setup. I could have like sat in jail for a little bit longer and like fought it down to probably like maybe a misdemeanor or something like that. But I was already at like a 4 gram a day habit, so like I was still sick after 2 weeks.
Is that a lot? 4 grams?
Like a $250 a day habit?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of makeup.
That's not weed terms right there.
Yeah,
It's not AIDS, bro.
So I just signed and went back. Fucking, I had my heroin dealer at the time. He sent a car for me to pick me up, like an Uber. I went back to his pad, told him to get down. He was like, "You're an idiot. You're gonna fuck yourself. Watch. Like you're totally gonna end up like violating out and going upstate."
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm good. When I was signing everything, the judge was like, "I don't ever want to see you back in my courtroom during this. I want you to do your 3 years and go be good." Because I was still young. I was like mid-20s. That didn't work. I went to like the Salvation Army after I signed. I was there for like 5 days. And like, I'm not a religious person at all. Like, I hate organized religion. I'm down for religion if that's what you like. Like, you to be a better person, to get by. Like, I think people need religion. Some people, like, I think people need AA. But it just wasn't my deal. So I just walked off one day, went on a sick run for a couple months, and then just like violation after violation happened over stupid shit.
Yeah.
I think my shortest stint was like, I did 6 months on a violation, got out for 10 days, and then went right back for another 3-month violation.
And then what finally got you off the, what do they call it, juice? They still call it that?
Yeah, they call it, we call it whatever the fuck you want. I call
Black.
it goodness, the razzle dazzle.
The razzle-dazzle.
Basically, I was upstate and I wasn't getting high really. Like I don't get love is what they call it when I go upstate. Like I don't have people putting money on my books. Like I had to do it all on
Now
my
you
own.
burned all those bridges, bro.
Hey, that's what happens, dog.
So burn some bridges, bro. Pissed
I don't
me
know.
off, too.
You're like, Trae, where's my makeup?
Bro, it's also hard because I was already like not really on Facebook or anything like that. Like my mom posted something on my page because I gave her my login info and like, oh, Trae's upstate. If you want to send him some letters.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I
you
got
did some people
letters.
dirty though, bro. Before like,
Oh no, yeah, I've done a lot of people.
some people
dirty.
weren't willing to put money on your
Oh
books.
yeah,
you
no,
know?
I've done a lot of people dirty
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Like Matt, bro.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
That's one of your buddies?
Yeah, that was one of our buddies.
What'd you
We
do
were-
to him?
I didn't do anything to him personally, but
His roommate.
yeah, one of his roommates. I kind of got some shit.
Well,
from
no,
him.
it was Tyler. That wasn't Tyler's the
No, it
homie.
wasn't even Tyler. It was someone else.
I thought it was Tyler.
No, it was somebody else. I
Yeah,
came
you-
up on some things and
You still your friend? Or
Yeah.
no?
Ish.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a friend. We don't really talk
I
anymore.
didn't really get it. I didn't get it off of him. Like I didn't jack
Yeah,
with him. It
but-
was just his people's, which still isn't right.
Yeah.
But that burned a bridge for a little while. But even after I got out, like we reconciled everything. Because after I got out of the pen, I went to like AA and shit like that. That's how we got the name for California Sober. So like I got out of prison, was out for a couple weeks, like getting loaded every time I could. Like I'd go check in, piss test, get out, get loaded a couple times, then have to piss test again. So I'd be like doing that whole fucking get down.
Yeah.
My PO was just like, it's gonna be like this, and I'm gonna have you come every day because I was technically transient. I didn't have an address unless you get into a program. So I was like, fuck, like I don't want to have to keep dealing with this. Like I'd rather. Plus the place I was at was coming to an end. So they're like expecting me to figure it out. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go to a program,
Yeah.
which helped a lot. It opened my eyes to like there being more than dope out there and like the possibility of fixing my life.
So you were you were hesitant for a long time, even as you were going through these programs of.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was just
Getting
like I hated the Salvation Army because it was religion based and all the extra fucking rules they have.
Yeah.
12 steps is religion based too, dude. That whole program.
Well, AA in general is taken from like the Christian Bible and shit like that. Like the 12 steps they have in AA. Like there's the
And they
10
tell you keep
Commandments and things.
church and state separated.
Well, I think.
Wait, the home?
That's what they say. That's a law, bro. Church
I
and state
think.
be
I think
separated.
step 2 is giving it to higher power. No, or one of those
Yeah,
steps. Well, the
step-
first one is recognizing you have a problem.
Yeah,
That's the only one. That's the only one I could never get past. Is
Yeah.
Oh
recognizing.
yeah, I had no problem admitting I had a problem. That was like one of the easiest ones.
The last one's the best, dude. Where you gotta tell everyone that you
No,
did
that's
wrong.
not the last.
Which
That's
was
step
this one, the last
9
one. Yeah,
or 8. Step 8 is your
making a pen.
Supposed to call every person.
amends. Your amends list.
So you're supposed to what? Go call every single person you ever did
It's like
dirty.
just a few or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta go like I made amends to a lot of people. Like that's how I got me and Max started talking again. I made amends to that fool. And then there was like all the corporations I jacked from. So like I was talking to my sponsor. I'm like, what do I do with this? He's like, well, you don't want to go in and tell them, hey, I stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from your store. How can I help out? He's like, maybe just give $1 to the homeless guy outside that store. And
I just wrote an email and been done with it. You know,
God,
it's
I'm not
corporate,
trying
bro.
to criminal myself. Fuck that. I was already the Zoomies Bandit.
Yeah.
I literally had a name as the Zoomies Bandit because I was
Yeah.
boosting from there so much.
Well, it must be something beyond just going to that person and telling them that you're sorry. It sounds like it's got to be more something on,
like from
on
the
your
heart.
on your side.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
more from the heart and like letting them know like I recognize I was a piece of shit. You don't want to say sorry, but you want to let them know that like you're willing to do what it takes to either make it like leveled out, like we're good, or sometimes people don't want that shit, and you're just like, all right, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple, like I had like 2 people that were just like, yeah, cool, I'm glad you're doing good. I just don't want to deal with you anymore.
no,
And I was like, all right, I can fucking deal with that. But you don't want to keep pressing the issue.
Yeah.
The hardest step out of all of them was like the 4th step, your 4th and 5th step, which is like your, what do they call it? It's basically like all the shit you did wrong. Like you have to like sit down and write all the things you did, who you did it to, how it affected them, and like how it affected you. And like so many people, once they get to that part, they'll just go back out and get loaded again. Because nobody likes to go back and face their demons.
Right.
But it's probably like the most freeing one because after that's the 4th, and then the 5th step is like you and your sponsor talk about it. Like you go over the whole fucking list with them, and it's just like more of to let yourself know that other people have been through the same things. Like where I thought certain things wouldn't apply to others, my sponsor was like, "Oh, I've done that and this and this," and I'm like, "All right, cool."
Did you feel like it was you said it had a relieving effect?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a freeing. Like you don't have to go to bed at night with the same demons after you do some shit like that.
when you did that step, had you been sober or were you still struggling to
No,
get
I
off?
was at that point. I'd been sober for 4 months, and then that was the first program I did, or second, I guess, if you count the Salvation Army. And then I stayed sober for like another 5 months after that. And it's like they always say, it's not always your bad days where you'll go out and relapse. It'll be your good days too. So I was at a moving company working with my homeboy, and we do this gnarly ass job, fucking 3 flights of stairs to pack them out, get to the house. That's a 2-story pad, and they got a bunch of heavy shit going upstairs. They gift us $100 bottle of vodka and then like a $200 bottle of tequila and then $100 tip each. So we were both just, I was like, fuck it, dog. I am so tired and dealt with all this bullshit. Like, fucking, let's go get some drink.
Yeah.
So I went and crushed like 3 King Cobra 40s. He started drinking the vodka, and then it was just like a downhill run after that. I
Yeah.
was like smoking speed shortly after. Like, oh, I can do this. Like, it's not that hard. I just don't have to get loaded. And then it was like a week and a half later. I was like, hey, yo, can you give me some black? Absolutely. And then I was just right back on the train. I think it was like another 6-month run. Caught 2, I was on parole still at the time. Caught 2 flashes, they call them. So that's like a major would be a violation. So you go into like 180 days. They call it a 10-day flash, which is like you fucked up, but we're not going to hold it against you. We're just going to give you these like 6-7 days to dry out in jail, and then you can go back out in the real world. So I caught like 2 of those really close to within each other. The second one was the day before I was supposed to go back to rehab. I like gone down to Huntington Beach, picked up a sack, supposed to be my last sack. Was skating from Huntington Beach by Bellaterra, which is like beach in Edinger for those from Orange County. And I had to go all the way back down to Costa Mesa off of like 19th and the 55, like that area. So I was skating the whole way on a longboard.
You're like, I need some speed for this trip.
I already had speed for sure. I'd already been up for a couple days, but I like got halfway there, and there's like a 24-hour fitness off of Brookers, and I was like, oh, I'm sure they'll let me use the bathroom. So I fucking roll up, hit him up, like, yo, can I use the bathroom? I'm just trying to use that and get back on the road. And he's like, oh yeah, for sure. Gave him my ID, went to the bathroom, loaded. So, because at this point, heroin was like non-existent almost. Like now it's what it is now. Like everything's fentanyl. So I had fentanyl. I don't like fentanyl because it's not like heroin is like a smooth ride. You may not out. You may stay conscious the whole time. Fentanyl is like you're here and then you're fucking dick in the dirt, like falling asleep, can't keep your eyes open. So I hit the fet in the bathroom and then wake up to pounding on the stall door. Fucking, what is it? Fountain Valley Police Department. Like, just open the stall up, let us in, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, the toilet's here. If the toilet's like right here, I'm sitting on the floor like this and just come up, look, start freaking out, look and saw my dope was like sitting on the top of the toilet paper roll thing. And as soon as I'm going to grab it to like throw it in the toilet and flush, fucking pig just shoots his head up from the other stall over and looks. And he's like, he's flushing it, get him. And next thing you know, the door just kicks open, fucking hits me in the face, and I just miss. I go to throw it into the toilet bowl, and it misses the toilet bowl.
My boy can't shoot, bro.
Bro, I was
He can't dunk, bro.
so fucking mad. But at that point, I was like,
You gotta go back to step 2, bro.
yeah, I was like, you're an idiot. Like, you're not supposed to do this. So then I had to kick fentanyl in jail. And that was like one of the worst experiences ever. Like I've kicked, most of the times I've like kicked cold turkey were in jail. So I was used to kicking heroin in jail. But kicking fet is just a more aggressive like version, you can say. Like normally I'll be throwing up. I like have the bubble guts, stuff like that. And I can always make it to the toilet. This was the first time I'd ever thrown up, not in the toilet bowl. I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Because I'd already been a regular in jail at that point. Like, people knew me. Not like in being a badass or anything like that, but you keep going back. Like, people know who you are. And they're just looking at me, like, shaking their head. They're like, I remember you, like, your last violation by the end of it. I'd put on, like, 35 pounds. I was, like, the workout dude, just breaking people off. Like, I could do, like, 120. I could do, like, a 246 in burpees. Like, no sweat.
Yeah.
And at that point, I could barely do another, like, you know, like 123, one pump. Right. And so I was just like, this is not good. Like, this is not where we want to be in life. Especially thinking, because I already been sober, like, out of program, where, like, a lot of people, like, looked up to me for being able to make it that far. Like, out of the 20 people I was in the treatment center with, like, in the same class, you can say, like, once it was all said and done, like, I was, like, the last one that hadn't gotten loaded. And then I fell off of 2 eventually, so I was like, fuck. Got out. Did like 6 days. Riot happened. My 6th day before I got out, it was chorizo and egg day for breakfast.
Oh yeah, dude, that's worth rioting over, bro.
I was super excited. It was a new meal in jail I'd never had. Just heard about it.
A little Mexican
pumped.
Today, bro.
Super fucking pumped.
Hell yeah.
And 3:45 count happens. We all lay back down. I'm like snuggling up. Like I feel like shit still, but I'm about to have chorizo and eggs. And you just hear like a commotion downstairs in one of the cubes. And we're like, everybody's kind of looking around at each other like, fuck, like, is it about to crack right now? And all of a sudden, all you hear is a fucking Mexican just go, homies versus woods, homies versus woods.
Trey's like, I just want this chorizo, bro.
Everybody in the pod just like looked down for a second, like a collective sigh, like, and then everybody just fucking starts running out of the cubes because like when you're locked up, at least at Theo Lacey in Orange County, there's like a unspoken rule of you don't want to fight in your living area. You'll take it down into the common area and just get cracking down there. So like I'm following this one cat down who was like my buddy for like the 6 days. Like me and him were like just trading stories. We knew people from the streets, and make it down the stairs. And he was like tan. He's like your skin tone almost, just slung down like prison ink. Instantly lose him in a group of other brown people with tattoos. And I was just like, where the fuck did he go? And some dude dope feeds me from the side. So square up with him, throw some blows. We like stop, look at each other, and kind of give the like, good, all right, cool, and then turn to go fight someone else. It's this other kid I've been locked up with before. I'm like, we look at each other, like, shake our heads, like, nah, all right, cool. Jump to the other side. It's another dude that I know.
Growing up in fucking Orange County, bro, half your homies are gonna be Mexican, dog.
Well, dude,
it's
yeah,
like 50% of your neighborhood, bro.
I've always gotten along more with
Especially
Mexicans
Anaheim too, bro. That's like we grew up in Anaheim, bro. It's all Mexican.
You want to fake it?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I would have been better just doing that. So 2 people were just like, nah, and then the third one, I'm like, I don't fucking know you. You don't know me.
It's on.
Fucking trading back and forth. I got like 3 shots off on him. He cracked me once, and then left field again. This big old like 220, 230 pound fool just drops my ass to the floor. Start getting stomped out, and like in Orange County Jail, they have these benches, and like the one thing that everybody tells you is stay the fuck away from those things when a riot's happening, because it'll split your shit wide open, no problem. Like cement, like barrier, like the reinforced metal, like jagged edges on the bottom. So like as I was kind of getting close to being stomped and like they're pushing me that way, just mustered up all the energy that I could and like jumped back up and made sure I was falling this way the next time it happened. And then it was like 35 seconds, dope fiend again dropped, and I was getting stomped out by chanclas.
Damn.
Sick.
Pretty cool. And then I got out 2 hours later. I was like, what the fuck, dude? The bus driver, when I got out of jail, was looking at me like,
Sounds like a real American story.
How bad were you?
I was wrecked. My nose, like, I used to have a septum bar in, and like you couldn't get that shit out because it had like a pressure, like the little ball ones, and like those balls, they sit on there from the pressure. So you have to have a tool to split it, to open it a bit, to get the ball out, to get the piece out.
Yeah.
That violation, the cops are like, you're gonna get that shit ripped out, like it's gonna crack off, and they're just gonna kick that shit right out of your face. And I thought it got ripped out because I was getting kicked in the face repeatedly, so it just felt numb right here, like the weird feeling, and like warm. So I was like, oh, for sure it got ripped out because I could feel the blood. Luckily it stayed in, but I had like a blown up nose. I had a knot coming off the side of my head, pretty tough, black eye, and then some bruised ribs. But fuck, I got out on that flash, fucking went and got loaded tough, and then the next day went back into treatment, and that's where I'm still sober today. Well,
how long have you been
California sober?
California
sober.
how long
have you been? I want to talk about that, but how long were you 5 years. How long have you been sober now?
5 years.
You've been sober 5 years now?
5 years off of heroin.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Super glad to hear that.
That's story, bro.
You know, it's funny because I was looking at your podcast earlier and I was thinking about your name, California Sober, right? And I was thinking about, what is this? California Sober? It's interesting because it's a cool name.
Yeah.
And then I started watching some of the YouTubes and I realized, oh shit, it means, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it means you're sober, but you're like California sober. Like, you still probably smoke a pot.
Smoke.
Originally, it's just smoking weed, but I think because this new generation is fucking just addicted to drugs and can't get off of it, it's kind of turned into like just not doing whatever got you in rehab. Is like the new way of seeing California sober. You know?
Pretty much. Like the base term, it was because there's like Cali's the mecca now of rehabs. It used to be Florida. Excuse me. Florida's not legalized. California's legalized. So what happened was rehab started popping up that were marijuana friendly. Then rehab started popping up that did like ketamine, NAD treatments, which is like the vitamin treatments that they'll IV you, and then they'll also put some ketamine in there. You'll have a session with your therapist, and it's supposed to be like easier to talk about all like the shitty things that went on. It's more like regress. I don't know, the opposite of like you repressing stuff. You're just more open to talk about it and doing the self-reflection. I've never gotten to try the Special K NAD treatment.
It's probably expensive, I'm assuming, bro.
I mean, yeah, but dude, there's so much insurance shit going on.
Dude, I was messing around with the chick that she gets ketamine prescribed, bro. She's showing it to me. It's 300 mgs per hit, dude. It's pretty crazy, dude.
That's wild.
Do you still undergo treatment to keep?
No,
you?
I've been out. I did that like when I got sober this time around. It was a 90-day program. Completed that, and then like 3/4 of the way through the sober living I was living at, they took a liking to me and asked me if I wanted to stay on as a house manager. So I completed the program, stayed at the sober living as a house manager. Did that for like 2.5 years. When I was like a year and a half into it, almost two, the rehab that I went to, or the sober living's contracted with, they offered me a job. They're like, you should come work here during the day, blah, blah, blah. My boss at the sober living didn't mind. So I basically, like, my whole life just revolved around, like, doing AA shit.
Yeah.
I was smoking weed at the time
Did you feel like you were helping or giving back? Or
No, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't like talking to, like, new people. Like, doing this has, like, really helped me with it, for sure. But, like, the introvertedness, it kind of helped with, like, one-on-one conversations with dudes. Because, like, I don't fake the funk. I'll always be like the same way I am, like talking about the same shitty ass things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys would just take a liking to it, like the realness of it. Cause like to this day, like I love heroin. Yeah. Like a lot of people when they get sober, they're like, I hate drugs, blah, blah, blah. Like they ruined my life. I just tell people like, I love heroin. I'm just not good at doing it. Like if I hit for like 10 million on the lotto tomorrow, it'd be fucking see you later. Have all the homies set up with a little trust fund for when I OD, because it's gonna fucking happen. But it just is what it is. Like at the same time of like hating it I hate it at the same time because of where it led me. It's also like saved me from like killing myself. Cause like growing up, just being a depressed kid, shit like that. Like I've had attempts at taking my own life, and once I discovered like codeine, like promethazine with codeine, I just didn't care about feelings. So it was just like, it was a little escape daily for me to not really worry about it.
Did you ever discover, or if that's even put it that way, what led you down this path? Like what led you to take the hardcore stuff? You know? I mean, smoking pot, people smoke pot.
Dude, I was doing opiates before I ever smoked pot.
Wow.
All it took was a NyQuil. NyQuil was my gateway drug is what they'd call it. I was like 4th grade. Got some NyQuil from my grandma, and she like over poured it. I was just like a little lackadaisical. Ooh.
Yeah. It mostly started in high school, bro. Me and this fool, was it high school or junior high? It was junior high, huh?
It was high school when I started smoking bow with everybody.
And we started smoking pot and then doing ecstasy.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
So much ecstasy.
And that just led down. Dude, like me and this fool, we're still pretty tight, but we were always like best friends, dude. And
he lived with me for a long time at my grandma's pad.
Yeah, I got kicked out. My mom kicked me out when I was like 16, and his grandma let me live with her for drugs. Actually, just ironically. But which is cool. I mean, my mom are tight, bro. I get it. I would have done the same. I have a little sister, and my mom, she grew up in Mexico. Like she's super anti-drugs, dude, Catholic, and all that. Anyways, when we started using together, dude, and we were having fun going to raves. And then I remember I moved to Sacramento for a little bit for this chick. I came back and this fool had like turned to heroin and doing all this shit, bro. I was like, yo, what happened? I was gone for 2 years, dude.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I would say like all that started in high school, dude. We were like mixing drugs by the time we were like 14, 15.
Yeah,
we were doing like 3-4 different drugs at the same time.
Like 13 on, I was eating pills, but just super low key.
We were trying to invent our own drug concoction. Remember when we'd be like candy flipping, Xanny flipping, all that shit, bro?
Trying to do like everything that we could to figure out like the newest way to get as fucked up as possible.
Yeah, that's probably what started it.
Jedi flipping, candy flipping.
You say Jedi flipping?
Jedi flipping was acid and ecstasy.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Candy flipping was with
mushrooms.
Yeah.
I had some bad experiences with the acid stuff.
Bro, I just fucking... it was last year in December. That was like the last time I dropped, and I lost like 2 hours of my life.
Wow.
I got Sour Patch Kids from my buddy, and I thought they were single doses, but apparently they were double. So like each Sour Patch Kid had like 2 drops on it. And I just got back from working in New York. I was working Rolling Loud, New York, and some shit happened with me and my chick at the time. Was working like 20-hour days constantly. So like I think what big portion of it was just me being so dog shit tired and worn down that the acid just took complete hold of me. my roommate called me in the midst of it all, and he's like, "You just looked gone. Like the fucking hamster wheel was spinning, but the hamster was fucking dead." And I came out of it like drenched. Like my shirt was drenched, my pants were drenched. My dog didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because I remember before like the point of no return happened, like my vision got super like pixelated. Like I was watching Twitch, dude playing Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Which is like, if y'all know if you ever played it, it's like not realistic per se. It's very colorful, shit like that. It just everything got into very odd shapes and just super vibrant. And then it got more pixelated and I couldn't see.
My bad, bro.
I
saw that and I was like, oh, shit.
His chest was just like pounding. And I looked at my dog and he was just like, gave me this look like, you're fucked up, dude. Like, I even know how much you're fucked up. And I was just like, I should maybe go outside and go for a walk.
Yeah.
And then my mind was like, don't do that. You're going to go to jail because you are way too gone. And then I don't remember anything, just coming out of it all drenched in sweat.
That's 12 steps for you right there. You
For
understood,
sure.
bro.
For sure. I had like a total ego death. That's what I call them.
Yeah, sometimes you need those, dude.
For sure.
I'm curious to know what got you 5 years? Like what's different from before? How have you stayed clean off of the juice for? I keep calling it juice.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm so
You can
old.
call it the juice.
I'm so old.
It's called
It's
love,
it's
baby.
the greatest apple juice known to man.
Yeah, the apple juice. How'd you get off the apple juice? Like my alcoholism, I call it sauce.
Sauce.
Like
yeah,
off the sauce.
He's on that sauce, bro.
My mom's got old biker homeboys. They call it the sauce.
Is that right? Yeah. Like I've been off the sauce for a year. But what's different? Like how have you gotten yourself 5 years? Even though you sound like you know in your mind like I could be right back on that train tomorrow. You know.
Honestly, living at the sober living and working, like I just didn't have time to really think about it too much. Plus, like life, I have rent free. My only bill, excuse me, only bill I had to worry about was my phone bill. I had a car I could use 24/7, which was like the company car, blah blah blah. But I could do whatever the fuck I wanted with it. And then seeing all these people come in constantly, just like knock down, drag out, and like most of the cats were from Oklahoma coming in. Let me tell you about fucking people from Oklahoma that do drugs. They look like dog shit when they come in. Like at one point, I think I had 15 teeth in my house altogether from all the dudes. Like that's how many teeth were
15
missing.
teeth in their mouth, but
Between like 6 dudes, there were 15 teeth.
Bro, the dude that did my first tattoo was from Kentucky. Remember that dude I told you about that like tweaked out on me?
I think so.
He's like
yeah.
trying to come out. Dude, my first tattoo I was like 17, dude. And I met this tattoo artist that he was in California because he was currently waiting to go to prison for, he like was moving meth and he had guns with him and he got pulled over. And so he's going to do some hard time. Anyway, so he was a tattoo artist and my homie introduced me to him. So I was like, all right, let's get this arm done before you go to jail. This fool, like, he does most of this half sleeve. We got like one session left and he just disappears and goes on a hardcore meth run, dude. I'm
nice.
calling him. I'm showing up at his crib. Can't get a hold of him. Right. Yeah. So I finally just told him like, hey, bro, like I'm going to go just get this finished by someone else, I guess, since I can't get a hold of you. Dude, 2 days later, this fool calls me and he's like threatening me. He knows where I live because he would drop me off, you know? Yeah. So he's like, oh, come shoot up. I was staying at my homie Adrian's house, but I told him it was my cousin. So he's like, oh, come shoot up your cousin's house. I'll kill your aunt. I'll kill everyone. He's like, that's my arm. You're going to take my arm to someone else. Bro, he full on meth rage, bro. And I was like, oh, fuck, block, bro. Yeah. And I told my auntie, I was like, hey, some crazy guy like is being crazy. So I mean, they had guns there, so I was just like, you know, just let you know. Anyways, didn't hear from him.
Did you ever show up?
No, I never showed up. But when he got out of prison, he had a kid and went through some program. He got out like, I think a year later or something, you know, something happened. But he got out and he's like, oh no, actually right before the week he was supposed to go to prison, he called me. My bad, dude, I'm jumping. He called me and he apologizes and he's like, yo, let me finish that arm. I'll do it free of charge. He's all sober now because he's trying to get clean for prison and shit. And so I go over there and he's all like, his apartment's all empty because he gave everything away. He's like, oh, you want my dog? He's got a sick ass pit bull and all that. And he's just all clean and sober and it's just crazy talking to him, you know?
Yeah.
And he just was like, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, he just told me the whole story and stuff. But anyways, that fool was from Kentucky, bro.
Hey, but it's interesting that he took that personal, like.
Oh, dude, it was weird.
He came out of the nowhere just to make sure you didn't that. Like, you know, if I was the tattoo guy and I did somebody's arm, And I couldn't get to him to finish it. Like, I don't give a fuck. I already got paid. Like, do what you want with your fucking arm, you know?
No, I agree, dude. But he was on the meth, so, you know.
Gotta get your fix, dog.
Yeah.
You were like a whole 8-ball. That was an 8-ball in his eyes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You fucking took business away.
Bro, his wife was pregnant and all kinds of shit, too. I can only imagine the environment, bro. You know?
Wow.
That's the best.
But, yeah, that was Kentucky for you, bro. Every time I hear about Oklahoma, I just think of that guy now, you know?
Yeah.
That place was the mecca for the longest. But after I was there, I was managing for 2.5 years, and then when I got out of prison, the program I was at there, I met this guy, we became like best friends, and I kind of like reconnected with him close to like the 2.5 year mark. We were like working out every day together, like 5 a.m. workouts at his fucking spot, because he was also house managing at the place that we both went through the first time. So we got super close, and we were building up enough money. He's like, you want to get a place together? Because we both kept talking about, like, man, once I'm done doing this bullshit, having to blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, why not? So we spent, like, 7 months trying to find a fucking apartment, which was impossible. He had good credit, like a 700. I was in the 500s.
Yeah.
So it was just, like, finding a spot to deal with us.
So you had like 600.
No, that's what it was. Collectively, it worked out to a 600, which most places wanted
Still
like
pretty bad.
650. Yeah. We called one place back that we really liked, and we're like, can you take another look at the application? This was in the middle of COVID. The greatest time to move ever. We paid like $500 security deposit plus first month's rent to move in. And at that point, it was, I have a bed. I've never had my own bed until 2 years ago.
No, you had that inflated mattress when you were living in right by my mom's, bro.
No, that wasn't mine. That was Quincy's.
Oh,
I slept in the sleeping bag.
Okay.
Growing up, I slept on the couch. Never had a room. When I became an adult, I was sleeping in my chick's bed at the time when we had apartments moving around and shit like that. Then it was like prison cots, all that other bullshit. So I never had my own bed.
Yeah.
And I bought a king-size bed and a bed frame, matching bedroom furniture, the whole nine when I moved out.
Yeah.
So, like, that was my higher power. Like, to this day, it's like, I have a place to rest my head every night that's I can call mine. So that's what I just go back to every time I'm thinking, like, damn, I really want to get loaded. But then it's like, you don't have that comfort anymore. Because I'll collect that shit super quick. Once I get back into, like, the throes of it, my whole bedroom furniture set's gone for, like, $100, if that. Definitely fucking off my friendship with my homeboy. So it's just like weighing the positives to the negatives. They call it like playing the tape through.
Called growth.
That too.
Yeah.
Growth, man. You're getting older, you're more mature, dude, realizing there's a better life, you know what I mean?
Plus everything's fentanyl too.
That's crazy, bro.
And I hate fentanyl just because, like I said, it puts your dick in the dirt.
They put that shit in everything now, bro. It's in ecstasy now, bro.
It's in cocaine.
Fucking retarded, dude.
Steroids.
Who the fuck wants to do fent and fucking Molly, bro? That's the dumbest shit.
Why do they say, the smallest... the smallest little thing you'll be dead.
You might not be dead, but it'll fuck you up.
I could attest to a knife head. Like think of the tip of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That much out.
You can touch it though. People say if you touch it, you're not gonna absorb it through your pores.
I don't know. I think that might be just because it's a powder.
It might feel away, but it's not gonna kill you.
Well, they say like cops, man, like they'll put on gloves. Like,
yeah, that's
special. I don't know if they're special gloves, but they'll put on gloves. And they even said that
falling through if they don't have the glove like knotted up.
But you also gotta be aware that like a lot of these drugs are being made in like South America where people are getting it's not in a lab. They're getting it on themselves and they're living. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not if you inhale it and ingest it. Yeah, it's bad news. But you can touch it, bro. You'll be all right, dude.
Now if you got like pure car fentanyl or something like that, which is like the upgraded version of fentanyl.
Yeah.
I think a granule or two getting like lifted in through your pores will definitely fucking smoke you. If you have like a zero tolerance to opiates.
I think if you're using any type of street drug, you should just like invest in like a box of Narcan. Kit. Yeah, test kit and a box of Narcan, dude.
So are you saying that it's really difficult these days to get smack?
Straight
pure.
smack?
Dude, look, I found another name.
That's my favorite.
I got another name, smack.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite words for heroin was smack.
Smack.
For whatever reason, I love that fucking term.
Yeah, we're in the age of fentanyl right now. Everyone's just putting it in everything.
So like, it'd be difficult to be like, call somebody and be like, hey man, you got some smack.
Well, yeah, especially now that I've been out the game for so long. Like,
it's just not
the
happening.
only people that I kind of still know that fuck around are like fentanyl fiends. Like, so calling them to find heroin would be like, they might or might not know somebody, so I'd have to make like 10,000 calls.
They tell you they have someone whether it actually doesn't have fentanyl, that's the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're gonna get you some, and they're gonna say it doesn't got fentanyl.
So it's almost like, dude, I ain't got no VHR. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no cassette tape player. Get out of here. You know, all I got is my iPod or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
It's not a good time for that stuff.
It's not a good time.
Plus, you gotta test everything too
Yeah.
before you even try it nowadays. Because like, if there's fent in it, then you have to like totally change the way you were gonna get high because of the potency of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to just smack it, but
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to just, if I saw like some black tar, fucking smelt like black tar, I'd love to just fucking pull some up and bang it. But I know it's probably a death wish if I don't test it first.
yeah.
Because like, it overpowers Narcan a lot of times too. Like I have like 4 flat lines on my record.
They give you 2 of the sprays for the Narcan because of how strong fentanyl is usually.
Yeah, and you
Just
can
in case
only
the first dose doesn't work.
you can only do like 4. I think is the max amount of Narcan they can give somebody. And like even from just straight up heroin, like I reached the 4 hits of Narcan, was still loaded as fuck. At the hospital, waited like 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours before they can inject more. Or not, I think inject because they put it into my IV. And that's when it'll fucking really take effect and it hits you like a fucking ton of bricks. That shit sucks. To feel yourself going from being as high as you could be, not giving a shit about life, to I'm throwing up in a bag and like all the muscle pain happens at once in like 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That shit is horrible.
Do you like being sober now, or?
It's cool. I mean, like I said, I still love heroin. I'm still a depressed dude. Life's been tough lately. Like I'm fucking working gnarly ass hours to get by. My last job fucked me over pretty tough. So I'm in like just a financial like hole pretty fucking deep. So like lately it's been a lot of like going back and forth with weighing the pros and cons to getting loaded.
That's that playing the tape back you were talking about?
Yeah, playing the tape through.
So what?
Been having to do that constantly lately.
So what is that like? I mean, it kind of sounds self-explanatory,
Yeah.
but just
realizing like where I'm gonna be 3 months down the line. In my case, I take the accelerated college course every time, so it'd probably be like a month, and I'd be 120 pounds, gray colored, have an empty room, and I got a lot of shit in my room. Like I'm collecting art and shit now.
Fancy man.
Kind of, yeah.
Some Picassos.
Being in the grass scene, buy shit from people.
You got some. Like,
I got lots of hats. Like I collect hats and
Van
shit like
Goghs
that.
and
I have like
shit.
little knickknacks I collect because I'm weird as fuck.
Yeah.
I blame it on my autism a lot of times.
You got shit, man.
Yeah,
You got
and
shit
it's
to
like
live
I
for,
don't want to
bro.
lose that shit. Like I put too much time and effort. Like you think about the hours you ever like go eat a meal after you worked like a 10-hour day or something, and your meal's like $40 because you got a lot of food. And you sit there before you eat it and look, and you're like, that's 2.5 hours of my life at my job just to eat this meal.
dude.
Like I'll do that for sure. Like I've worked too many hours to acquire all the shit that I have. I just don't want to give it up. But at the same time, when life really sucks, it's like you'll throw it all away real quick. So it's just playing the game of life, as they say.
Yeah, I think part of it is you just get older and you find things that take your time instead of getting high. You know, that's how it is for at least like me and a lot of other people that I know that are off of doing hardcore drugs now. You know, when you don't have a lot going on when you're younger, you know, you just want to get high and party.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you kind of start having different goals and you start changing as a person. You know.
I think so too. Like I was drinking for 25 years, smoking pot every day, 25 years of that, vaping, all that shit. Like, I think I just got older and lazier and just tired. You know, I don't really want to do it anymore. And
So
then,
you don't do anything at all anymore?
Nah.
Whoa.
I've been off of everything.
For a year, you said?
For over a year.
Whoa.
So like a year and 2
Congrats,
weeks,
bro.
something like that.
That's
yeah.
cool.
And you're talking about like since I was 14.
Yeah.
I mean, I've shot stuff in my arm before. Never smack. I think it was just speed or something like that.
Hey, dude, fucking that's a
Straight
monster.
to the blood, bro.
Yeah.
Shooting speed is a monster.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, you know, I've done meth and all that kind of stuff. By the grace of God, it was not my thing.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't something that I really like. I would do it like I was one of those guys. I would. It's in front of me. I'm doing it all night. But for some reason, I wouldn't pick up where I left off the next day.
Yeah.
I would just feel like shit for the next day or two.
Were you like running from something?
Yeah, I ran away from home a lot. but
Well, there's like
was I running from something?
Like
I mean,
emotionally, like a lot of my drug, like therapy. Therapy was probably one of the biggest things that's helped me to stay clean to this day. Of like back when I was doing it.
yeah.
Just because like I faced a lot of my demons, and my therapist would ask me questions that I didn't want to answer, but I'd have to because I have to sit here for the hour. I have to talk to them, or they're gonna go report back to my PO that I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to do, and then I just get violated, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like getting backed into a corner in the beginning, having to open up.
Yeah.
But, like, once you start getting some of the real heavy shit off your chest and talking about it, like, it just kind of gets easier after that.
What did you figure out? You were 14. You said you were 14 and you had some
14 when I started.
When you had like, so your grandma gave you too much NyQuil, you said?
Yeah, 13, 14. I didn't grow up
Good
with
stuff.
parents. Like, I met my dad once when I was 18.
Oh.
4th of July, fucking hammered. Then that didn't go well. He was like at my grandma's pad with my aunts and stuff. My mom, they came over with my aunts. My mom had invited over. So growing up, I never had someone to teach me how to throw a baseball, but all my friends did. So it was just kind of like that weird.
It bothered you to see that?
Yeah, it bothered me. Like I was in the Little League. I was into sports when I was younger. Then from there, it kind of just like turned into like my mom never being there and all the like. Me and her are cool now. Like same thing with him. Like me and mom are more on good terms. But like back in the day, it was all be there for your birthday, and like I'd literally be up till like 3 a.m. My grandma would be like, "You have to go to bed," and I'd be like, "No, she's gonna show up." So like dealing with that type of shit. Then I was a fat kid growing up. So
It's personal stuff.
yeah, basically like all personal shit like that, but like I just didn't want to be alive anymore from a very young age.
Wow.
They also say that like there's an actual gene that's traced to having the likelihood of being addicted. You know, they term it the addiction gene. You know, so you know how you said earlier how you can get high and then the next day just like continue on with life. There's people where it's like they just obsess over getting high. It's like scientifically proven, you know. So it's just possible that maybe he just has that gene. Other people
I for
don't.
sure
You
have
know?
that gene. I come from a long line of convicts and drug addicts.
Yeah. Like I know, I'm like you, dude. I don't have that gene. I love to get high and party, but I can take care of my business. Like I'll get high and then the next day go to work, do my shit, and then get high when I get off. You know.
Well, you know, I never took care of my business. I don't want to give that impression. You know, I just meth and just wasn't my high. Cocaine. I mean, I would do it and I couldn't say no if it was in front of me.
It's in front of you, yeah.
But like, you know, if you think about the alcohol and the pot, man, I could never. I remember being out here, you know, praying like, man, please get right. I don't want to do this anymore to myself. You
You're
know,
just throwing up or what?
Yeah. I've had those nights, man. I come home because I mean, dude, the bars are all right here.
Oh yeah.
You know, I grew up right here to Greenleaf right here. I don't know if you've been to Whittier before.
Nah.
I used to have to bring people to the courthouse right here.
4 blocks away, there's a whole row of bars. And, you know, I just walk down, get drunk. Actually, I would sit here, have about a 40, maybe 2, and then take my $10, $15, $20 down the street.
Go look for
and
the dollar
have-
beer nights and shit like that.
Have 2 drinks, you know.
Yeah.
And they're a little
No
cheaper.
tip.
Yeah. Whatever it is. And then I come home at the end of the night and I would eat food, you know, like drunken debauchery, man.
Oh,
It's
the
just-
best.
yeah, you know, and
Best.
but I walked in there and then somebody vouched for me that I was 21. And then those 3 years, I always hung out at that bar, just getting drunk.
Dive bar.
Every time they ask for
it
ID, yeah, I
nice,
still haven't
really
gone
nice
to-
bar down the
Really?
street. Yeah, nice bar, man. And
Maybe we'll check it out after.
and down here, I just don't want to blow it up. But man, just always couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. 46 in a few months.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like you're
You
talking
look good for 46 though, bro.
Thank- the other gene.
You still train.
Yeah, I still train. Yeah, I still train,
I
teach.
think that's part of
all
it,
that
bro.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
exercising, you know, you probably eat right.
I love not eating healthy.
Yeah.
I love not eating healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat fast food anymore. I mean, I remember those days, man, and I'm not proud of this, but like I'll get drunk, obviously, and then there's no food. And I'm like, man, should I just risk it?
The drunken stumble.
Carl's Jr.
Dude, I drive like restaurant, to fast food places. I mean, I think back on those days, man, I think like all the times I could have killed somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only problem I have with it, because I was like, all right, I'm a loser. I'm a drunk. I can't get it, but like other people shouldn't have to suffer for this. You know?
Yeah.
That's why you ride a motorcycle.
It's how
You only hurt yourself, you know?
When you ride a motorcycle.
You only hurt yourself, bro.
Bro, one of the cats that used to come by and pick up dope when we had a dealer living at the pad would ride his bike.
Motorcycle?
And, he'd come by like Saturday mornings, he'd get his check, come fucking to the pad, buy like 1.5 grams, sit there and smoke, and I'd watch him get fucked up. Like you watch somebody come in one way and like the decline into them being high, and he'd be like this, and then be like, all right, I'm gonna go meet up with my homies and go ride. I'd be like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I'm gonna go ride like the Ortegas or something.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
He's still alive to this day. I don't know if he was loaded or not, but
jeez, man. I mean, it can happen.
There's a way, baby.
it can happen easy as fuck, and that's the scary part.
Dude, I see them scraping dudes on bikes off of the road all the time.
Bro, 405, dude.
Yeah, 10, 60, you see it all the time, man.
Yo, the 1060, all that right there.
Yeah, man, for whatever
Death
reason.
trap.
Yeah.
Dude, the 405 in the morning, like if you go out there early enough, you might catch a bike accident, dude.
Is that right?
I seen some gnarly ones on the 405, dude. I used to work in Irvine and I lived in Westminster.
Yeah.
I seen one dude like fly 60 feet. It was crazy, dude.
Really?
Like literally fly 60 feet. Like he was just cruising in the far left lane in the fucking, what do they call that shit? The toll lane or not toll lane. Yeah, the HOV. This fucking car tried to just split. Didn't even use his blinker. He hits the back of it, flied over the car, literally like 40, 50 feet, you know?
Wow.
It was so bad. This other biker pulled up and like started yelling at the dude and then drove up to try to get to him. For sure died. For sure. I know he died because I just was sitting in traffic watching him. He wasn't moving or anything, you know?
You know what's crazy too is that people don't realize like a motorcycle, man, that's basically
It's a missile.
Yeah, like you're that thing will thrash a car, like
Oh yeah.
motorcycle than you do being the person inside that car.
You
Like,
think?
just like
Move the car.
track, like totally annihilate the car. Like the car is annihilated because it's a flying projectile.
Yeah.
His
Like-
inertia's greater.
Say again.
His inertia is
Inertia?
greater
Yeah,
than the
yeah.
other one. You
But
know?
I feel like you got the airbag stuff though. That probably helped a lot though.
Yeah, depending on the car, you
Like a game where they shoot cars off like a bridge and you see the percentage it has of actually making it. So you could pick a car like a
like
you just see him on
the
a motorcycle.
simulator game.
Yeah.
They'll have watching them like jump shit.
So addicting, bro.
Yeah, dude, but it's like, imagine, especially if it's like a bagger, like a Harley or something. Those things weigh a lot.
Those
They weigh
are
like
pretty heavy.
They almost weigh like a ton or something
Yeah.
sometimes, especially if it's all bagged out and like souped. Almost 2,500 pounds. Imagine that doing like $130 into a car.
Yeah, but if you get like, you know,
But if you hit like
a Civic or something,
not even a Civic, but or more of a a sports
Fiat.
car. Like if you had an S2K,
yeah,
you're destroying the S2K. Most of that body's destroying that Corvette.
I can see it. I can see it.
The Tahoe's probably gonna be
Tahoe's fucking you, bro.
dog.
Tahoe's fucking you.
A-okay.
Yeah.
The biker will be mush inside of his stuff.
He'd be pancaked.
Not even the like. Have you seen those airbag suits they have for him now?
Yeah, those are tight.
Bro, those things are sick.
Yeah, those
One
are
of the
tight.
glass company, he had one, but that thing's not even helping.
Have you
with
seen
that
the
speed.
one for? I've seen these people.
The old people.
I was like, what?
Hood on it too. That comes.
Turns as clumsy as fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah, is that right? Yeah, dude, I would wear it. I mean, I would try it out for fun, like just see
For the
what
bar,
happens.
nights at the bar, have one.
just get
Fuck
down with
yeah.
someone, bro. And they just
Dude,
as soon as they try to hit you.
I almost domed myself a couple times
Yeah.
after like 5 fucking
Yeah.
ginger and Jamesons, and then go to get up to take a piss, and they're like coming in sober and sitting to being fucked up now and standing up, that whole equilibrium fuck off
I can see it.
destroys me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'll stumble off the bar stool, somebody will catch me.
Yeah.
I want to wear it and learn how to ride a horse.
Fuck horses.
Dude, I rode a horse once and that shit was scary. You ever rode a horse before?
Yeah.
You're Hispanic, right? You look Hispanic.
Me and my wife went to Big Bear a couple months ago and we rode a horse. Here's the funny thing though. I wore the helmet.
Yeah. You gotta wear the helmet.
If you fall off, you're dead. I'm not.
Yeah.
I might look like a fool, but
You're a vegetable.
yeah, you're done.
Dude,
Come on.
I rode one horse once in Mexico. I'm Hispanic too. That's why I asked, dude.
Okay.
'Cause Hispanics and horses, baby. You know, they always gotta ride them horses, dog. Dude, the most expensive horses go to Mexico, bro. The cartels buy those dancing horses.
Ones that can do the little.
Fucking crazy, bro. Anyways, so I went to Mexico, dude. I have one of my grandmas has a farm, you know.
Yeah.
And so I try to ride a horse. Them bitches are fucking scary, dude. Like they look all graceful, like you know when you go to the beaches and they have those ones that you can rent. But like the ones on the farms are not like that, dude. This dude didn't want to listen to me, and I just wanted to hop off, bro. I was scared.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
But-
it is too.
Yeah.
Horses, like it's the horses and donkeys, like all that type of shit. Like you connect with them.
Yeah, he doesn't feel
on
me.
a spiritual, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like if you're nervous, they're nervous type of vibe.
I just think because I was yellow, he probably never seen an Asian before. So he was like,
Well, that's what the guy told me because I was nervous too.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's telling you how to hold the reins, nice and easy, so you're not pulling on them. But also he said like the guy was telling me, he's like, you could sense, that horse can sense like how you're feeling. So you got to be very,
assertive. and
yeah,
calm.
like
Yeah.
Calm
you
and,
can't be weak about it, a little bitch about it.
That's what I thought too. I was pulling the reins, but anyways, bro, if I had that little fucking jacket,
The head
oh,
thing?
bro, I would have been kicking the horse and pissing him off and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Just wear a helmet.
I didn't want to get too aggressive because I was like, he could kill me. Like realistically, how aggressive could I get with this thing? You know what I mean?
I tripped out too. I if I remember correctly, I saw my wife walk behind the horse. I was like, what the fuck?
Fuck that.
I was like, no, you can't do that.
I don't want to walk anywhere near the horse, bro.
Yeah, no way, man.
I've got
Maybe it
horse-
wasn't my wife. Who did I see? I saw somebody walk behind the horse. I was like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
they said don't. That's the first thing they told me is don't stand behind it.
Yeah.
They don't like that shit.
The guy who took us on the trail, man, he was like 6'3", 6'4", scary looking dude. And I was like, well, we're going into the mountains with this guy. And then it turned out to be the nicest guy. The nicest guy ever, man.
Gnarly ass
Dude, that's like
motherfucker.
fighters though, dude. You'll see fighters with like championship belts and stuff, and they're like the nicest person ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
for
crazy.
sure. Right now. Because they don't have to be, they're already intimidating. So they don't
Yeah.
have to pretend to be.
Well, they've
You
been
don't
through the
have to be
fire,
Mr.
you know.
Badass.
They're forged through fire, so it's like, you know.
Yeah. Well, most of the fighters that I've had on here or have been super cool, like laid back, chill dudes.
Yeah.
I invited this guy. I was talking to him today, matter of fact, but he was on the show last week. Four-time IBJJF champion, and in his photographs, he looks like a mean dude, and he is a mean dude, obviously. He's a good jiu-jitsu guy. And then when he's here, he's like the nicest, coolest dude.
It's the switch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting. I was like, man, should I invite this guy over? Like, he looks like, what if I say the wrong thing? Chokes me to death. Man, but
Well,
he is-
dude, that's what's cool about the fight community, bro. It's a very loving community, dude. It's small and
It
like
is.
everyone knows someone from some gym or something. You know what I mean? So
do you think it's the same with like kickboxing
with Muay Thai, dude, I think
or
in today-
boxing? Like,
Yeah, Muay
compared-
Thai, kickboxing. I think it's smaller, dude. Honestly, I think Muay Thai's gotten smaller than Jiu-Jitsu, dude.
But do you think it's the same? Like, for example, I was watching something on Insta the other day where this dude, they were sparring, and it could have been kickboxing, but it was just most of it was just throwing some hands. And a sparring partner just kind of like tumbles over and then falls, hits the wall, and he's down. But the guy who did it to him just kind of walked away like, yeah, fuck this fool. And I remember thinking
yeah.
like, man, that's rough. Help him up or something,
Yeah, I think it just depends on the gym you go to, but in general, out here in California, from what I've seen, it's like we're pretty cool with our sparring partners. But there are gyms that go hard, bro. Like Classic Fight Team, they like to spar hard, like all
Oh,
the
is that
time.
right?
Wasn't
Yeah.
it Chris that was on? Chris Pena that was like he got
Yeah, that was at
throws to the fire.
Gaza Academy.
Okay, what happened over there?
I heard that was a brutal gym, dude.
Oh, is that right?
Have you ever heard of him?
No.
They're pretty
Sparring
big.
at 100%.
Yeah, supposedly like Junior, I think he was. I don't know if he's the owner or the head coach, but he like expected you to like spar to win. So it was always like a fight, you know.
Even if you're just like a recreational guy.
He didn't really specify.
There were recreational people that went to that.
They probably weeded them out real quick.
Yeah.
I think today though in Muay Thai kickboxing though, it's like most of the time they don't want you sparring at 100%.
Well, why would you want to? I mean, like, there's only so many hits to the head you could
concussions.
Yeah, all that. Like, how are you gonna train 5-6 days a week? Much.
Well, that and plus you
Yeah.
gotta appeal to fucking that. Like a lot of the people, the fighters we've had on the episodes I've been there, it's like they talk about it like we want the housewives to come in with kids and shit because they got money.
That's the ones that pay, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's like my belief on sparring, dude, is you need to spar hard to get good, but you don't need to spar hard every day. You know,
Right.
You have to pick your time. You know, when you're in camp, you know that's when you.
Be surprised while you're actually in your fight, your
yeah.
actual fight. You know, you want to get some of that in.
Yeah, every time you're through a camp, it's like you're working a technique that you're trying to work on your opponent for that fight. You know,
Yeah.
In order to actually know if it's gonna work, it's like you have to go against someone that's gonna try to stop you from doing that technique. So if you're just playing patty cake and then you get into the fight and you're like, oh, this like slip right hook, it's not working, bro. You know.
Yeah. Have you done smokers or actual?
Yeah, I've
amateur
competed.
fights?
Yeah, I've competed, but I've only done smokers and stuff. I didn't get crazy with it.
Yeah.
I love Muay Thai, and I would have loved to compete more, but I got into it a little bit older, you know. And I've always had like a lot of things going on in my life. I try to do like more than one thing, like in terms of hobbies and stuff, you know. So in terms of time, it's just always been difficult, you know.
Well, that's why I have a lot of not just respect for fighters, of course I do, but the thing I am very interested in about fighters is that they have to overcome quite a bit to get in the ring.
Yeah.
Right? It's one thing to get into the gym 3-4 days a week and train for an hour for class and then go home, whatever. But like to get in the ring with somebody who is also somewhere in the city training to take your head off. Somewhere in the world, there's this guy who wants to take your head off and wants to kill you. And so you got to prepare for that. And there's a lot of things going on. Like you got to cut weight, for example, which is hard in itself.
Work. Family.
My wife, she's not trying to hear it when I'm like, yo, babe, I'm going to the gym. I got to train, get this fight going, or even this podcast. She's like, I don't give a fuck about your podcast.
Nah.
You know? Like, you ain't making no money. Like, you know, you need to, you know what I'm saying? So there's all these, so I always am interested in how people
Just deal with it.
Yeah, how do they get themselves so disciplined and manage their lives? Because that's what they're doing. Like they're managing their life to get themselves to a point where they're actually having 6-week fight camp. They're blocking all the distractions out. They're not making excuses. They're not being overcome by their addictions. Like, you know, like there's like I said, like I was a waster for 25 years. Like I've done smokers and all that kind of stuff, track and PGs, whatever. But I could never get myself to that level because I was too busy. I didn't want to give up the cigarettes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give up the alcohol long enough. And I've always been a great athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always doing good, but you know, that's the thing I like a lot about fighters or athletes who compete at a high level, because I know that they're dealing with those challenges and that they're able to overcome them.
Well, I remember remember True Life on MTV?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, they had that I'm a Muay Thai fighter, True Life. And like one dude was like a DJ for a radio show, and like did a couple of other random ass fucking jobs just to like support fighting, and like making a trip out to Muay Thai to do like bare knuckle fights and shit like that. And like the regiment the dude was on was like next level. And then you got dudes like, you remember Bully Beatdown?
Jason, dude, he's coming back up right now.
That dude's a savage. He's been in Orange County jails with my homeboys.
He just got out of prison recently.
And they're like...
Which guy is that?
Jason Mayhem
The
Miller?
guy that hosted the show? That beat up the fools?
Yeah.
When he gets locked up from doing dope and whatnot, they're like, it's scary to be in the same dorm as him, because he runs it like a fucking... kind of like a level 4. Like, you fuck up at all, we're going to the back and we're squaring up.
Yeah.
And... he's got the fucking receipts on MTV of like he can fuck you up no problem.
Right.
So it's like even there, like he was probably making a gang of money on MTV and already had a fight career somewhat. And still chose to just let the vices take him over. So like people that kind of give it all up for like 6-8 weeks.
Yeah.
Respect.
I mean, it takes the
respect.
Yeah, right.
It takes a team though. That's honestly like
It takes a what?
a team, you know, like if you want to get into fighting, dude, you really have to find a good gym for you that's going to help cater towards your specific lifestyle. And like everyone's different, dude. It's like at our gym, it's like we're very family driven, you know, and so it's like we all try to sacrifice a little bit so that whoever's competing has to sacrifice a little less, you know. Like right now we have Julio fighting this Saturday at the Saquon Casino for Muay Thai for WBC. This dude's got a kid, you know, his kid's like 1. So it's like he can't always take the class at 7. So it's like he'll come in, maybe Frankie will hold mitts for him, and then maybe someone else will hold mitts, or maybe someone will go on a run with them, you know. They're just trying to like get it so he can get the most amount of training he can in the small amount of time he can, so he can go see his family, go to his work, you know. Even with sparring, bro, like me and that fool been fucking going hard, bro. That fool, I thought he broke my rib like 2 weeks ago, dude.
Is that right?
Dude, he went for a sweep, and he like, I don't know if you know in Muay Thai how they do that one where they take the step forward and then they drag you under their hip, you know?
Yeah.
But he fell with his elbow on top of my rib, dude, with all of his weight, dude. I thought he broke my rib, but it's like, it hurt so bad. But I was like, dude, like this is, I told him, like, don't feel bad, bro. Tonight, this is about you, bro. We need to get you ready for your fight. You need to hurt me, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I've seen a lot of good fighters have unsuccessful careers just because they didn't go to like a good gym, or I wouldn't say a good gym, but a gym that was right for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's different, you know?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think, you know, if you have a good crew, guys that are going to be there to help, especially have good training partners, and that definitely is going to make the difference. I mean, doing a smoker or a fight by yourself, I mean, that kind of sucks. I mean, I've done that.
I've seen people that they do smokers and their coaches don't even show up, dude.
Yeah.
That's common, dude.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me. We would never do that at my gym. Like, even if coach can't make it, like someone else that, like an OG will be there, you know?
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
It's gotta be fucking wild.
That's like no love right there. When I see that, I'm like, damn, bro, you gotta go to a better gym, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've done like tournaments and stuff where I was the only guy there.
Yeah.
You know, I've told this story before where I was in a jiu-jitsu tournament, and there was about 8 guys in my bracket for an open weight. So we had already done our own brackets, but then we ended up doing an open weight, and there was just guys from different weight. And he's in my half guard, and he's about to pass me, and so I'm holding on for dear life because I know if he passes me, he's gonna get up 2 points. He's gonna take the lead, and but he's got like 20 dudes, not just dudes, but like people, you know, like a whole group. They got signed. I mean, they were all out for this dude.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name was, but anyway, he looking at, like, I must have looked back because I saw them, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this guy's got all these people here.
It helps,
and then my leg just kind of like loosened up, like slow motion, like dude passed me. And I remember thinking, as they were raising his hand, I remember thinking like, man, all these people, that must have gave him that inch he needed, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like it made a big difference. I could tell.
Yeah, mental.
Absolutely. And I remember thinking like, man, I'm here by myself. It didn't like break my heart or anything, but I was just like, I just took notice of how that extra 20 people cheering him on, and you know,
it's that love, dude.
Yeah, that love. Like it must have.
That gym, I really feel like that gym saved my life, dude.
Is that what the spider is?
Yeah, for my gym, dude.
Okay.
Dude, I've been riding with Frankie for like 8 years now, dude. You know.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so it's like all the OGs got a spider tattoo. I was like, you know, I'm gonna get up my face, dog. So,
Yeah.
But dude, it's like he stresses so much family and treated each other with love, you know. So our gyms show up, dude. Whenever someone fights, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, just important to find a gym that really fits like who you are as an individual, you know.
So what's your plan? Like, are you gonna, how old are you anyway?
34, 33.
Oh, you're 33. You're still young. Yeah.
Getting up
I
there.
mean, I think you're young. I'm 45.
Yeah.
And I feel great. I mean, I move great, for an overweight 45-year-old. So I imagine at 35, right?
33.
33.
Yeah.
Like, you can still do it. So is that part of your plan to?
I don't know. Frankie's been trying to get me to sign up for a fight. I like training, bro. I train hard. I spar hard. But it's just hard because my other thing that I do is I grow weed. That's my day job, So it's like I've been running this facility like pretty much by myself. I mean, I have 2 other employees, but it's mostly me. And I work there 6 days a week, so it's like it's really hard to find time to
like
do
your employees are W-2'd or
yeah, it's legal. We're completely legal. Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grow the podcast, so there's that. So it's I don't know if I'm gonna compete. If I can, it'll be at the end of the year,
Yeah.
But it's right now. It's like I just train for the mental stability,
Is the podcast, you guys ride or die on this? This is your thing. This is who you are now.
Dude, I'm all in, bro. I'm ride or die for anything that I do, baby.
Yeah.
All or nothing, dog. Or don't do it at all,
Yeah, I like that for sure.
I'd like to be, but I got fucking life issues as of late. So I've missed a bunch of episodes because of like shit going on with me, like personal shit.
Yeah.
But like, I still am trying to like make it out more just because A, I get to hang out with my buddy, and B, it's like I want it to grow. I want it to be just as big as he wants it to be. It's just like I guess with like a dude with training, like having the right situation for it and
Discipline.
being able to do it with the time allotted. Like I've been working like mad doubles. Like I'll work a 16-hour shift one day, go like 6 a.m. to like 10:30 at night. I'll go paint for a little bit because like that's another thing that keeps me sober these days. Like I just got back into graffiti like back in January after like 15 years of not fucking picking up a can.
Yeah. So
it's like that's kind of like what I'm all in on right now is just like trying to get out there and crush it to get a name for myself in the
don't worry,
world.
bro. Just go.
I felt bad, dude. I was like, damn, in his own house, dog.
Do that again. Do that again. Don't do what you did. Yeah, no worries, man. You're good.
But like the podcast is just I mean, I want to say it's just as important. It's just fucking making the time to be there when the guests are going to be on. Because I know he's down to record an episode whenever, but to have it line up with the guests and all that shit, that's where like I'll have to miss episodes sometimes because I'll be like working a shift. But if I'm up and I'm not working and he's like, oh, I got an ep, I'm like, all right, bet I'm on my way.
So one way or another, it's the show must go on.
Yeah.
If Trae doesn't come on.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like, I got love for Trae, bro. He's my boy, dude. That podcast is always going to be there for him, If he can't make it for however long, whenever he can make it, it's always there for him, dude.
Yeah.
And I always try to schedule it to where he can be on, unless it's like, if the guest can only do it on a certain day, then it's kind of like, I kind of have to go with what they want,
Yeah. Have you had problems with that? Like with, like over here, most of the time I do it at a certain time. I try to record before 2. Like, and so far it hasn't been much of a problem. And as a matter of fact, I've only had a couple of people come late or flake or, like that hasn't really been much of a problem. What's your experience been like? Like, are you trying to get yourself on a regular schedule?
So back when we first started, it was more of a weekly, like this day and this day we're going to record. But probably the last like 2 months, I want to say, it's been like
sporadically.
Whenever we can get an episode. Sunday that I miraculously got off, I'll just be like, "Yo, what's up? You want to just?" I stay kind of fresh because, like, still, like, I'm introverted. Like, this doesn't affect me now, but if it goes like a month or 2 months, I might get reserved, and I don't want that to happen.
So you guys are real. All that.
Yeah, I never want it to be just fighting. I know fighting was going to be a big part of it, but it's like I have so many other interests. Like this one guest I'm trying to line up with right now is he's a college professor at UCSD.
Sick.
And he just wrote a book. It's called like Vietnam, America's Secret War, I believe is the name of it. So I've been trying to get him on. So we're in the works. I haven't read it yet. I'm about to get it. I was supposed to get it yesterday, but I'm gonna try to purchase it tonight and then read it. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to him about the Vietnam War. I'm half Vietnamese, so
have you reached out to him already? Or?
Yeah. We're he was on sabbatical recently. It's like I think it's called sabbatical, right? Where you take a year or not? You get they give you like some type of leave when you work at a job for so long, Yeah. So at the college they gave him like a while off. So he comes back in 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. I've reached out to a couple of doctors like
That'd
not
be sick.
like one's a chiropractor and this other guy does like sports therapy type stuff.
It's cool, right?
Yeah, like you just reach out. Say, I'm trying to get them on because I figure, I got athletes. But what I'm trying to do is not stay in just jiu-jitsu and MMA get people.
Exactly.
I've invited like bodybuilder. There's this one female like legit, like does the whole shows, like does the.
It's big as fuck.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Really?
Dude, she's thin and like chiseled.
like the ones.
They got different size bodybuilders,
yeah.
like competition. Some people are bulky.
Not a muscle mommy?
No,
Yeah.
she's not. She's like real thin, like really good looking lady and like young but like chiseled.
Yeah.
Chiseled. Like I tried to get her the same way. He's actually really thin too, but ripped. And I'm trying to get him. I haven't actually asked him yet, but I'm planning on asking him. Point is, I'm just trying to not get stuck in just like, oh, he's only bringing on jiu-jitsu people or MMA people because I'm really looking for the stories.
I think,
Yeah.
dude, who you are, whatever
Yeah.
interests you is how I always tell people that have started podcasts or whatever. It's like you want your show to be tailored to your personality. You know what I mean? Because it's like you don't want a cookie interest in,
Yeah.
So it's like I want our podcast to reflect our personalities. It's like we like things like anime, we like things like fighting, I like learning shit, so it's like it's just a mixture of our two personalities, I think.
It's been real quite an experience for me because I stuff you're interested in. I mean, you don't want to be sitting here bored with the person who's sitting across.
It's gonna be a bad show, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad show.
If you can't connect, it's gonna be a bad show.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, like nah, it's not gonna work. Like, and I just don't respond or
Just
whatever.
phone it in, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that I hate to be mean about it, and it's just I just know that I'm not feeling it, and it's like why? Because I agree with you. Like you'll be able to see it in my face, right? I might even snap at the person. Could you imagine that? Like, and then who's gonna want to come on my show? Yeah, who's want to come on my show if I'm like snapping at the dude, totally disinterested?
Yeah.
Definitely go viral for some shit like that. That'd be wild.
Yeah, but then no one probably want to come on my show. But also, I have like a mission for this show, and like basically it's my show is about, and I've been working this out, trying to write it out, and so that's not just in my head. But for 25 years, like I've told myself, it's too late. I screwed up my life. It's over. I'm never gonna amount to anything. I might as well just keep sucking back on this beer and just be a waster. I remember being 23 in college at the Rio Hondo Junior College, thinking to myself, I'm old. All these kids are young, and I'm an old man.
Like
like, dude, you're
everyone's
only
18, 19, fresh out of high school. You're just like, cause I took one semester of college when I was a junkie.
Yeah.
And like 20, 25, 24, something like that. And like literally being like the oldest kid in some of my classes.
Yeah.
Right.
And just looking and being like, I'm a wash up. I'm not set up for this life.
Yeah.
Just do homeschooling, bro. Online classes.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's come to, huh?
Not for real, dude.
Well, fuck. I mean, with COVID, I know a lot of kids don't even want to go back to campus and shit like that after COVID.
I'd rather be around people.
It helps learn,
you know what's
for
funny,
sure.
dude? Actually, you said a few times you're an introvert.
Yeah.
When I stopped smoking weed and drinking, and that happened for me personally, that happened through Jesus, right? My wife started taking me to church when I met her, and then 11 months later, I'm vaping in the bathroom and I'm going hungover and I'm smoking weed before we go. And 11 months later, I stopped all that. But the point I'm making is that once I sobered up, I started talking everybody up. Not right away, but like a month later of sobriety. Next thing you know, I'm having conversations with little old ladies at the market. I remember I helped this lady with her basket, and then I realized, oh shit, I'm not an introvert.
Yeah.
I was just always high all the time.
Powerful, right?
Yeah, it was, dude. I was like, dude, I was just high, and like I love talking to people now. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing.
It goes. I mean, that type of shit definitely happens often. It just goes with the flow of. You don't like yourself it gets to a point where you don't like yourself.
Yeah.
So because you don't like yourself, you're automatically thinking whenever somebody looks at you, they're judging you.
Or they don't like you.
Exactly. Yeah, you jump ahead to things that are probably not true. Because that's how I'd be too when I was getting strung out and loaded. I was actually more talkative than when I got sober. Like now that I'm sober, like I'll still avoid conversations, but like I do security at clinics. Mm-hmm. And one of the spots I'll do security at, they have me be like the front desk. So I have to like check people in and talk to people and shit. Like being sober, like I can definitely strike easier for sure.
Do you still feel some of that anxiety? I don't know. You didn't say anxiety.
No, I definitely feel anxiety when I have to do like I'm the type of introvert. There's like the meme that goes around where it's like I have to make a phone call to someone I don't know, and it just shows like the Rocky montage of him like punching the meat of like amping yourself up to do it. Yeah. Like I still have to do shit like that.
It happens, man.
A lot easier now that I have like my mind's clear and all that shit. Yeah. It's just, but all somebody has to do too is bring up something that I enjoy. Like yesterday, a dude came into the shop and I was working. I was like sitting there drawing, and he's like, "How's your day been?" I'm like, "Oh, just chilling, just watching this anime." And he's like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And that's all it took. And I was just like,
"Did we just become best friends?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, watching this one and this one," and he's looking at me, and I'm like, "Oh, damn, he doesn't watch anime like that." And I'm like, "What are you watching?" And then names like 3 or 4 of the ones that I really like, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah, dude!" Yeah. And then talk to him for like 15 minutes, no problem.
Yeah.
But you get like some people that like, cause I know I look like this. I used to have I have a 4 gauge in my nose, which is like a pretty thick bar, so it's definitely noticeable wherever I go and shit.
Yeah.
And like people will come in and be like, "Oh, well, isn't that gonna affect you having jobs and stuff?" And then I'll shut down super quick. Like I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Probably.
You know what? I didn't
Among other things.
I didn't think anything about you till you brought it up.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's when, but that goes along with that mind state of like everybody's always judging me. Yeah, kind of just goes along with my introvertedness, and it's like me telling my brain like, you chose to look like this for one, and you know that you're not a bad person. So like that's kind of just what I kind of always have to tell myself. Like I'm not who I was. Yeah. And if people are judging me for it, once I start talking to them and like I can articulate words and like have a serious discussion about things, it all melts away. Yeah. Yeah. It's just all about holding yourself to the standard that you want to be held to.
I agree. And I also think your story can help people. My guest that guy I was scared to bring over here. Yeah. I called him today just to check up on him, see how he was doing. And he was telling me a story because he had talked about his sobriety with alcohol and stuff, that struggles that he was going through. I don't know if you guys caught that episode, but he did you? No, just kidding. But he was telling me that. But he told me that one of his students came up to him and had basically told him, "Hey, I have a couple months sober," and basically in a nutshell was saying, "Hey, listening to you talk about it gave me the courage to come and tell you what I'm going through, like that I'm also off the sauce." And he didn't say that word, but that's my word. But
trying to make it.
But yeah, because what I truly believe, man, is like that men need what I call fellowship. Right?
No, yeah, for sure.
Like fellowship with one another. Yeah. A lot of times dudes don't have somebody to talk about certain types of issues because we're all going through some shit, man. Yeah. And like if you don't have anybody to like, "Hey, man, I'm feeling like I want to go and grab me a gram of some black." Yeah, or, for sure. Like if you have somebody.
That definitely, like, dudes have to talk to each other more. Like, there was that study some chick did, I don't know when, but it's been like resurfacing again, where she like lived her life as a man.
And she killed herself, that one? Yeah, that one. I heard that. I always wondered if that was a true story.
This chick that one.
Oh,
she was a feminist and cut her hair short and like put the whole, she kind of looked like a dude.
She wanted, so what I understand is that on men, like what they go through. So she lived as a man for a year. And it's supposedly that she was treated so horribly as a man, it fucked her up. And you know what? There may be some underlying.
Definitely truth to that.
There's truth, but I think
oh,
there's
yeah.
also underlying fucking psychotic breakdown type shit to where you feel like you need.
Yeah, I feel like we don't know the whole story because
Yeah.
like she could just stop being a man and be a woman again, right? Because she's just.
We should deep dive that.
Yeah, we could get into that.
That's actually not a bad idea
But I do like.
because I don't think anybody has.
I haven't heard about.
I think she
too
just has
much.
some mental shit going on. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
She's
She's
a girl.
herself. Yeah, come on.
But I mean, at the same time, like she was a feminist,
Yeah.
and she hated men.
Feminists
we
have
had it so
issues.
easy being men.
It fucked up her whole worldview.
That it just, yeah, it probably just was like it's the complete opposite. Like, I mean, she probably built her life being a feminist. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever met like a hardcore feminist.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like chick with short hair and glasses, the whole nine. They think we have.
You mean like a Scooby Doo?
like
what's-
Velma?
Velma?
Like
or
a
what?
shitty version.
No,
of
oh, like
Velma.
the blue-haired people.
Oh
We
yeah.
call
yeah.
them blue hairs.
That's more
Yeah.
liberal side, but I mean the blue.
Is that what that's about? With the blue hair, it means feminism.
Nah, they're liberals, but a lot of liberals are feminists, so
gotcha.
they probably hang out.
Gotcha.
And talk and all that cool shit. But like
They go to the same
you look
parties.
at like a blue collar dude and just think he's got it so easy. He just goes and works and drinks beer and hangs out with his buddies and cat calls and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, yeah. And then we have to fight all the inner demons and not bring them up.
Right.
'Cause nobody wants to be like, you're talking about what? Oh, you're gay. And like that could be like somebody you might look up to or someone that you care about their opinion of you. Because like that's a
Yeah.
big thing with guys too. Like as a man, while I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks of me when it comes down to it,
You do give a fuck.
you do give a fuck.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to be perceived as weak.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Not as a man. That's why I think you keep seeing all these school shooters, bro. These kids, they get like their manhood gets tested, so they take
Yeah.
it back by shooting up the whole school, bro.
Right.
Raising a bunch of little bitches, bro.
That's, I mean,
In a nutshell.
remember Brandon growing up? It's in high school. We had
Brazzelli?
a fucking whole ass like procedure set up if this kid ever lost it and brought a gun to school.
No kidding.
Because we were waiting for it. He
Yeah.
had that like Asperger's. I don't know if you know what that is.
I've heard of it. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I've heard
It's
of it.
like it used to be in the DSM, which is like the mental health thing of all the different schizophrenia, all that shit was in there. Then they reclassified it as just like on the spectrum of autism, but it's people that don't have the switch of being like, I'm saying too much, I'm oversharing, I'm not as cool as I think I am. It just doesn't enter their mind. This kid was like, come into a circle, talk shit to everybody, and then think it's cool and like dip off, and then he'd get beat up after school. Like I had a few run-ins with him where it was like,
He's doing all right now, though. He's married.
Is he?
we're not gonna talk about Brandon. We're not gonna talk about him.
Yeah, he's
He
married and
looks
stuff.
like
I don't know. He looks happy. I follow him on like IG still.
mail order bride type
Probably.
deal. That's what it kind of
She seems
like.
nice though.
But like dudes like that just don't get it until it's probably too late.
Don't get it. You mean get the help or the
Just the hint of like you're doing too much. You're not as cool as you think you are. Like just fall back. Just let the world happen.
right?
Because he like literally like in high school, the football players would come in and say some dumb shit to one of them, and then just push off thinking he's super cool. Get fucking thrashed after. Come to school the next day, and it'd be like Groundhog Day. The same type of events would happen.
Kids
So
are
we were just like waiting.
kids are
for
brutal, bro.
Yeah,
We were
they
waiting
are.
Kids
for
are
it to
brutal.
happen, and it never did. Thankfully,
Yeah, thank God it didn't.
he sat right behind me in PE.
Yeah, but that's why I think all kids gotta do martial arts though. It takes care of a lot of those problems, and like both for how Brandon was acting, but then also for the kids that were treating him a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even martial arts. You just got to get into one fist fight.
Well-
growing up.
What do you mean by that? Like it solves the problem?
Well, because it's like once you, when you're in a martial arts program, you know, it's like aggression goes out the window because it's like you're already in a state of like constant aggression, right? Where you're training, and aside from that, you become more like communal, you know. It's like there's just something you bond with someone that you bled and sweat with, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the people from my gym. There's some of them where we have nothing. Smoke weed, I grow weed, all that. I'll become friends with people that like don't even cuss, nurses, doctors, whatever, you know. And we all came together because of the gym, you know. There's just like this magic that happens when you push your body to like an extreme.
Yeah, when you bleed and sweat together,
Yeah, you know.
train every day, you got that thing. Absolutely.
So I think it's imperative for kids to like do some type of physical sport, some communal sport, you know, even football or whatever. It should be a requirement, you know.
Well, you were talking.
Fighting's my religion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of truth in that, though, right?
Yeah.
Because so what I've been trying to do is I've been talking to different like leaders, pastors at different churches, sports ministry to add jiu-jitsu to it, right? Because it's, you know, even though you can go 100%, you're not trying to kill each other for real.
You don't really get concussion.
You're not gonna get a concussion, right? But like, cause I see those, my own jiu-jitsu gym or other jiu-jitsu gyms, cause I visit a lot, and you'll see a mom and a dad with their kids on the mat, like training jiu-jitsu, and you'll see friends, like it's just they're looking around like, damn, this could almost be like a church. And so I was thinking about it, like, it's not that the church needs to be in jiu-jitsu, it's that the church needs it.
Yeah.
Like the church needs a program because it's the church that's, I mean, maybe church is not on the decline. I think it's actually on the way up.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Well,
religion's having a rebirth.
It is, man, because our church has, like, we had to add an extra service, and I go to the big, it's not a mega church, but I go to the big one up the street here.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm against.
I don't know any. I don't even know any people that really like go to church regularly.
Oh no.
No.
Oh yeah, like half my buddies go.
I got a couple homies that like the guy at the last job who got me into like the security gigs, like nothing in common other than I was homeless in South Central for 6 months. He lives in South Central all of his life. We both love anime, and we both work like fucking Egyptian slaves building a pyramid.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like
other
that.
than that, nothing in common, and we fucking can chop it up for hours on end about life in general.
Yeah.
He was someone else that told me like you should write a book or something about all your life events.
You should.
Because I'll have people rolling in the office sometimes, and I'll bring up old like war stories and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, all of us, I think every person has a story.
Yeah.
And that story could help others.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna spit something out. Something was on your mind.
Oh, dude, I lost it already, bro.
Bam. Back to Trae.
Brain farts.
I don't remember.
Dude, that happens to me all the time, man.
I don't know, but that idea you had with the church is cool because I think mainly though, if it was catered more towards like people that were just getting into religion, like maybe ex criminals, I think that would help them like tremendously. You know,
Absolutely.
Victory outreach.
I can't see like a mom and dad that just want to go to Sunday service like wanting to learn how to choke someone out. You know, but maybe
You'd
the
be
dude
surprised,
in
bro. Because like, all right. So check this out. I go to the church, and I'm one of those people now that I'm sober. I talk to everybody, right? Yeah. And like a lot of the men, especially, and even the women, they're like, "Oh, that's a great idea." And so like I even went to this thing. They had it on a Wednesday night, and there was like 200 dudes there, right? It was a men's thing, right? And at the risk of like offending somebody at my church, I'm just gonna say, like I saw all those dudes there. I could tell. Like they're hungry, man. Like they're hungry for like help. Mm-hmm. Like they're obviously there because they're dealing with some man shit, and they're not getting fed what it is that they need, right? And I was thinking about it, man. Like what these guys need is a reason to be at church every day. And what better reason to be at church every day? Because you're gonna go and choke somebody out. You're gonna go jack somebody up and wrestle, and. Cause at jiu-jitsu, like at my jiu-jitsu place, the MMA place, man, people go there every day.
Yeah.
Go every day. And I'm not saying you got to sit there because we have a gym, a basketball gym, and there's this extra room that's just used for storage, and it's huge, dude. It's huge. And I'm like, man, let's make a perfect jiu-jitsu gym. And I think to myself, like, man, like, it's off. It's just on the other side of the parking lot. People just come here, and we already have basketball. What's the difference adding like a jiu-jitsu spot?
I mean, it would definitely help because, like, you were like both you guys were saying, like, you get dudes that are coming out of the pen or like
arm bars for Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, I like that, dude. That's a T-shirt right there. Have you seen that shirt already?
Nah,
it's a shirt.
I don't know. I might have.
No, I'm asking if you saw it.
That'd be sick. You just see. Fucking Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Hey, if I meet that shirt, bro, I'll cut you in.
Thank you, bro. Nah, just give me a free one off that
shirt,
shirt, bro.
I'll give it a shirt.
You can even take the credit for it, bro. It's all good.
It's like where Jesus is balling up the devil. Yeah. He's like doing a crossover on the devil.
It's like, the painting.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great idea, dude.
That shit would be fucking
dude, that's a great, like he's armbarring the devil.
Yeah.
Dude, that's brilliant. Man, you guys are brilliant. Man.
Yeah.
This is what doing drugs for so long.
Yeah.
Let you have
creativity, bro. The third eye, bro. The chakra aligns.
But a lot of dudes go to like church just to find like what you're saying, like man shit.
Meaning.
They want the fellowship of something.
Yeah, because I hear a lot of people tell me all the time, "Oh, you go to that church? Oh man, I never feel convicted when I go there." Because some people like the the mellow Jesus. You know, some people like the baby Jesus. Some people want to be told you're a piece of shit and you need to change your life. You know, really, man. Like sometimes I feel like that. Like I go to Calvary sometimes. And I was like,
that's how they are at Calvary.
I mean, kind of. You know, they're more like tell you straight up, you're a sinner. Like, whatever. You know, this is different. That's why I like to visit different churches because it's like I get fed different ways. If I just go to the same pastor every day, like when I just want to be with the family and listen to something light, you know, I'll go to my church.
Yeah. Some people get really shitty going to the same church for 10, 20 years.
There's a lot of shit. Go to church, bro.
They hold themselves like higher than thou.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's a good idea to just, you know, they start making themselves, they're well known in the church. Next thing you know, they're part of this program or that.
Yeah. That's Scott. Right. He makes the cookies every Sunday.
Yeah.
He sits in this spot.
That's his spot.
I think you got to visit a Korean church, Trae.
Say again?
You gotta go visit a Korean church, bro.
I love that, dude.
You gotta go check them all out, bro.
I saw one off of the freeway. Is it the 60 maybe? It's a Korean Catholic church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I see them.
Yeah.
There's
we live by Garden Grove, so.
Have you been to one?
No, but the reason I bring it up, dude, is because there's this UFC fighter. What's that super religious UFC fighter? Bryce and dude, Bryce.
There's
something.
So many, dude.
He has a YouTube channel where that's what he does, dude. He just goes to different churches.
Oh, that's dope.
Or he's like, I don't know if he already started it, but he was talking about it, and I never realized that, like, because I'm not religious, dude. My mom's Jehovah's Witness, so it's kind of like the basic of all the religions, you know.
That's the one in Utah, right?
No,
those are the Mormons.
Those are Mormons, yeah.
Okay,
it's the one where like the church is called Kingdom Hall and nothing's fancy. There's no gold or anything. It's very boring, dude, plain. So, anyways, I didn't realize that there's like all these different churches acted and looked a different way, you know, until he said that, and I started YouTubing different shit just because I was curious, and I just blew my mind.
Because most cults derive from like sects of the church,
dude. But I just never knew that like this Catholic church right here on this block, like, religion's different than this Catholic church over here, dude. I never thought about that. I thought they followed the same book, you know, and like did the same shit, you know.
Like the Catholics themselves, like have a different Bible than the church I go to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like they don't even use the King James version at the.
They use the Old Testament, baby.
They use a Catholic Bible.
Yeah, which is so different.
it's got some extra Bible, like extra books in it, and you know whatever.
And the Catholic one's more like hellfire and brimstone.
Is it?
It's not. I think it's not like, quote unquote, like the light version like you get at like a Christian church. Like people always talk about having like Catholic hate. Like a lot of the podcasts I'll watch, like Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast with like Shane Gillis, they always bring that up.
Is it because of all the kids they mess around with, or what?
Well, no, it's just the way that
it's probably a little bit of it though.
Yeah, it's gotta be some of that. I hold a grudge against it.
It's kind of weird how it's always them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably not just them, but it's definitely a lot of them. But it's definitely them.
They got the heat for that one dude with the deaf kids. That's what really fucking.
What's that? What are you talking about?
You never heard the big one that blew up was they found out.
Oh, they were in an orphanage of deaf kids.
Yeah, that was he got transferred. He got transferred from the one he was at to the deaf one.
Yeah.
Then touched all of them. He went for the high score and got it.
And we don't like that.
It's surfaced that they just move them around. That
not pisses me off.
Excommunicating them or anything like that.
Yeah.
I used to have this real hatred for the Catholics. Not the people, but just the priests.
Yeah, the Catholic churches are fucking weird. Like I grew up, my grandma was we're Romanian. Like most of my family's Romanian, so like Romanian Greek Orthodox churches is what they went to. And my grandma's dad was a pastor. And like it's just depressing. I love Catholic churches because a lot of them are old, like that have been around, like Notre Dame, like all that type of shit.
Yeah,
they look amazing, like all the stained glass. I love architecture, so like I love all that shit. But going to a Catholic service compared to a Christian service is like
that's night and day. Yeah, it's night and day.
Christian services are more upbeat. They're like even like the hymns they're singing, they're like good value, blah blah blah. Catholic is just like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You better follow the fucking Lord. Or
Yeah.
you're fucking on your way down to hell, dog.
Well, even the way the churches look is so different too. The Catholic churches are fucking gnarly, bro. My mom was raised Catholic before she converted to Jehovah's Witness. So when we go to Mexico,
That happens a lot, actually.
Yeah,
a lot of Catholics who have converted to Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, because it fucking does the same shit I'm talking about. I think it's just
culty, but a different type of culty. They like the culty, but they don't like that culty. They got over that culty, but they're like,
we draw the line at little kids.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But so when I go to Mexico to visit my family, dude, it's like they go to church in like a church that was built by the Spanish.
Yeah.
In the whole nine, all that stuff, very like, it's just weird to me, dude. I'm not religious at all, you know? So I'm biracial, so it's like my dad was a Buddhist and my mom was Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, your dad's Buddhist?
Yeah, my dad's
okay.
Buddhist. So just growing up, I was learning about both religions and I was like, damn, these are both kind of retarded, so I'm not gonna follow any of them, bro. I mean, probably if I had to pick one gun in my head, I'd probably go with the Buddhism. They seem more chill, you know?
Yeah.
They're a lot more cooler, you know?
Right. You have to light yourself on fire though, dog.
They do weird stuff too, dude. Like when people pass away, you're not supposed to eat meat for like 49 days.
Oh, really?
Which is weird, bro.
What?
Did you guys hear that story about the Dalai Lama putting licking sucking some kid's tongue or some shit?
Which is actually
True.
derived. It's derived from a previous Dalai Lama who had a black tongue.
Yeah.
Huh.
And something I can't remember. I used to know the story, but I can't remember it fully. But it is part of something, but there was no premise.
No sexualness to it, but he did kiss him on the tongue.
Yeah, there was no premise of it happening beforehand. Of like, you know, this happened. This is something we practice, and then he does it. It's just we just saw the Dalai Lama's fucking tongue kiss a kid.
Like, where's the context here?
Yeah, exactly. There was no context before that.
Dalai Lama sucks on
It was the
kid's
Chinese
tongue.
propaganda, bro. You know how the Chinese are with the Dalai Lama and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Tibet?
yeah, for sure.
Bro, you know what blows
what?
my... Yeah, so the Dalai Lama, he's from Tibet. So the Chinese hate the Tibetans. They keep trying to take over their fucking...
Is that where Taiwan is?
No.
No,
Okay.
no, but
Taiwan's on the...
if you watch that movie with Brad Pitt, kind of goes into it a little bit where...
Benjamin Button?
Yeah,
no, not Benjamin Button. 7 years in Tibet.
Yeah.
I'm old, man.
It's fucked up, bro. So the Dalai Lama, he's not even in Tibet right now. So he's in India, and he's running...
Yeah, he's in exile, right?
He's running his country by email and phone calls in India.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Fucking wild.
The Chinese are crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Chinese are wild.
They do want the Taiwanese as well.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
want the
consider that
Taiwanese.
China, you know?
They're systematically destroying the Uyghurs. The Muslim, the
yeah,
Chinese
watch
Muslims.
out.
I know, I gotta
Yeah, I heard that they got them in camps.
Internment
and stuff.
camps, yeah.
Man, we're just hitting all the topics today.
Bro, you know, it's,
That's like one of the biggest like comments we get on our podcast is like, you guys don't stick on topic.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you're
bro,
right.
We don't. We just love tangents.
Yeah.
we gotta get better on
We've
that.
we've had to work on like not just jumping into like when you say something that like back in the day it'd be just instantly jumping in.
Yeah.
So like being more reserved and listening.
What you know you do is like as a host, like I try to tell myself, okay, you're also guiding the conversation. You know, you got to bring it
important.
back.
Yeah.
Or you know,
That's
don't let
smart.
it go too far. It's not that you can't deviate, but
There's a point to where you should probably stop deviating and cut back to the topic.
yeah, or just have a baseline. You know, like I know if we go too far this way, I know to bring it back right here.
Yeah,
And if
it's
we go too
important.
far this way, I know to bring it back over here, just like we basically did right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, we're here learning about your podcast. So we are in a way talking about.
This is the podcast.
Well, this is it. We're
This is what
talking
we
about
do,
it.
yeah.
It is what we do. Yeah,
We just smoke weed, drink some fucking
we go off on a
brewskis,
tangent.
and go on-
Do you guys smoke a lot of weed when you do your podcast?
Pretty much every episode.
Oh.
Unless my guest doesn't, then I won't do it because we're in the same room. So I'm not gonna like force them to inhale like cannabis.
Yeah.
But if they don't care, then I'll smoke. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, does it? I don't care. You guys, I'm coming on your podcast. I hope.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, next week,
still,
right?
yeah, absolutely. So everybody, if you don't know, I'm coming on the California Sober
Baby.
podcast. What's up? Look at everybody.
Possibly becoming
I think next Tuesday. I think is what you said, right? Next Tuesday or Monday?
I think it was next Tuesday. Yeah.
might be rebranding eventually.
Yeah, we've been thinking about rebranding, but everyone says
What do you
not
mean?
to.
What do
Though.
you mean by rebranding?
We were thinking about changing the name to Hentai and Head Kicks.
Anti head kicks?
Hentai and Head Kicks.
Hentai.
You know what hentai is?
No.
It's anime.
It's anime sex.
Yeah.
Hentai.
The only reason is because the algorithm keeps putting us, because I see the metrics, so they'll keep placing us with like recovery channels, and then people don't like that because they're smoking weed,
Yeah.
But it's like everyone likes the name. That's the problem. Like all my friends like the name and everything.
It's a cool name, but
Yeah.
it's
So I gotta figure it out.
it draws what it draws.
I know.
And this is what it is. So I mean,
I'm not really putting the AA community to a higher standard.
We do talk about recovery though.
yeah.
All
Oh,
the time.
absolutely, man.
So,
I mean, recovery is something people deal with. I mean, that's life.
yeah.
That's life. Everybody's addicted to something. You know, I mean, shit, man. I'm addicted to food right now.
Dude, we're all slaves to our
Bro.
own self,
Yeah.
Fucking food is so good.
Yeah, and it's like the most deadliest thing. Like you think like drugs are bad, like food is killing us.
Overeaters Anonymous.
Yeah.
Dude.
I need that.
That would have been a good
Nah.
name for the pod, bro.
Bro, dude, that shit's wild. They're like, you remember when like the whale came out with Brendan Brendan Fraser.
Fraser, yeah.
The Whale?
It was called The Whale. The guy from The Mummy.
I know who the Brendan Fraser is, but I haven't heard of The Whale.
He was in this. He made this movie called The Whale, where he's like a 450-pound dude, and it's like his life. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I've just heard all the like comments about it and jokes, and it's like a weird ass movie, but it like opened people's eyes to so much about like fat
Obesity.
people.
Dude, I was, because I deal with my weight, man. I'm 220 pounds. Like, I'm only 5'8" or whatever, right? I know I handle it pretty well. I carry it
All
well.
about Bill, dog.
Yeah, man, I carry it
Genetics.
well, and I move, but that's not the point. The point is like, I'm 40 pounds overweight minimum, like I shouldn't weigh this much.
Yeah.
And I look great when I'm at 180.
Yeah.
Feel great too.
I
You
feel
feel
great,
lighter,
look great,
cardio
all
improves,
that. Yeah, exactly. And but I was sitting somewhere. I don't remember where I was the other day. It could have been at a restaurant or something. And I was at BJ's with my wife. We're having dinner, and
Hazuki.
yeah, she loves those, right?
Oh my God,
And
so
but I was looking at all the tables, all the other booths, because I had a good view of all the tables. And I was like, holy crap, everybody's fat. Including myself. My wife's not fat, but I'm like, I'm fat.
The fattest country on earth, baby.
Yeah, dude. And then the next day we go to this restaurant down the street here. It's like a steakhouse. It's like a cheap steakhouse. But they have like a bar where it has like all the fixins, like sour cream, butter, chives.
The Sizzler.
No, it's like I guess like a scissor, but it's not called scissor. It's called steak corral.
Sizzler, dog.
Yeah. But I remember this was just last week, man. I'm putting all the cheese and butter, sour cream on a baked potato. I'm putting shit on top of my steak.
Yeah.
That you could barely see my steak under all the crap I put on it.
That probably tasted so good though.
Yeah, it was amazing, dude. And I told myself as I'm about to eat this, and here's the kicker though. I'm telling myself in my head, like, you're a fat piece of shit. Don't you eat this, you fat piece of
Big ol'
shit.
bite.
Damn.
And then I just started eating it like a fat piece of
And
shit.
you go home
I
feeling
ate
like
it. I still
shit,
ate it.
dude.
Even though I'm literally telling myself, dude, this is going to kill you.
That's
I
the
still
same
did
thing
it.
drug addicts deal with.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm not gonna go get high.
Just hop on Ozempa, bro. That's the latest drug craze for like to lose weight. Ozempa.
What is that?
Ozempic.
Yeah.
Ozempic, what the fuck is that?
It was supposed to be for
Diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes, but it also
Oh,
helps you lose weight. But it's like
Okay.
it's kind of expensive. But people say,
Oh, I heard of that. Yeah. I have heard of that. Yeah.
My like chick or ex, we're working on it. She's on Ozempic right now.
we're working on it.
I don't fucking know how to call it. Dude.
This
It's
chick, bro.
weird.
This chick.
Our lady, she's on Ozempic for like
Diabetes.
one of that reason, for just like because they're like prescribing it now for like people
Yeah.
that are like a little bit unhealthy, and that shit fucks you up.
Like
you
how
can
so?
only eat certain things. Like you can't drink on it. Like you'll feel like shit the next day for like a couple days, I guess. She can't eat cheese. Like anything dairy related just fucking ruins her stomach the next day.
I love cheese.
So it does that. I also heard it breaks down your bone density though.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well,
like it
well,
lowers your bone density.
They recently, I know what you're talking about because I recently heard it from two different people. One from the, you heard of Bill Maher show?
Yeah.
So he had someone on it talking about what you're talking about, all the horrible things it does to your body. And then literally the next day I was talking to somebody from our gym, and then they're like, yeah, we're on it. It's working great. Like it's working for them. But one of the things that the woman said on Bill Maher's show was like, after a while, like it just ain't gonna work no more for you. Like your body, I guess, builds like some
Just
kind of
Tolerance to it.
yeah, or something, or you just need more, and you need more until at one point you just can't take anymore. Like you can't do a higher dosage.
That makes
What,
sense.
I think the
Yeah.
idea though is you use this to drop some weight, and then you make the lifestyle changes.
yeah, but a lot of people.
They
I mean, at the
do.
end of the day, you have to do the work, man.
You gotta do the
have to
lifestyle
make
change,
the
bro.
change.
Dude,
Everybody wants snake oils.
I know people that got lipo and they just gain it back, and it's
Where? How's that
crazy.
happen?
To,
You mean like get it sucked out of
yeah,
them?
like they get the lipo.
Oh yeah. Or you mean the band, the rubber
Both.
band?
I've
Yeah,
heard people
but-
were breaking the band.
They just don't
What?
care.
Like they'll fucking one day they'll just like the switch will happen and they just want to go grub down. Like that's what
Yeah.
that whole like fat America. It's totally true. Like people
Join
love-
a gym.
Yeah. Well, the problem too, though, I think, is that the food that we have. I remember in school, I did this report where the food just doesn't have the nutritional value
hell no.
that it used to have, like
It's all
because of
pumped
the
with steroids.
all that crap, So your body's like
MSG. And I'm
your
just
body's
kidding.
like,
MSG
man,
's
I'm
good.
still
It's
hungry.
okay.
I'm still hungry, and you just keep stuffing shit
it's
down
full
your
of
face.
our meat's full of antibiotics, dude. Our
Yeah.
carbs and everything's got preservatives in it. You know, heavy in sugars and stuff. I mean, you just got to be more like aware of what you're eating. You know, portion less of it is probably the
Portion
easiest
control
way.
is probably the biggest
Dude,
thing.
go to McDonald's. If you get like a medium in McDonald's, that was like a large 10 years ago. You know, so
No,
Yeah,
it definitely
yeah.
wasn't. Your highest.
bro, if you go
you
to
remember Supersize? You
That-
remember the beauty,
movie?
the lovely, the greatest size?
But I'm just saying, like a medium meal today versus a medium meal 10 years ago, it's way bigger, bro. You 90s smaller.
I feel like
It's the
Fries, for example, the large.
you
You're
could
paying
get a
more.
small
biggest culprit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's a slap to the face.
indentation. It's like ice at the pad.
Yeah.
Fill me up.
Talk about drinks, man. Starbucks, for example. Here we go. We're off on a tangent.
Making people fat.
That too, and it's like $7-8 for a cup of Joe. Like,
For a
what the
venti.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a
Venti,
venti. Yeah,
Fucking Americana upside down. Make sure there's the drizzle.
right.
Like, dude, when I go there, I want a caramel macchiato
The caramel macchiato.
with extra drizzle.
What's the drizzle? Is that just like
the
chocolate?
caramel drizzle. I
Oh.
want it like on the bottom and the sides, and
Right.
then whipped cream. Absolutely.
And you don't even just pay for it in your pocket. You're paying for it with your health, man. That shit's
Yeah,
so bad
Right,
for
you're
you.
good. That's
Definitely.
like fucking 30 grams of sugar.
Yeah,
That's
did-
what people don't
Did you
get.
say 30?
So I'm guessing.
No, they said I saw something the other day. They say 80.
Yeah.
80?
80 grams of sugar
Bro, so
for one cup of one of those drinks.
Yeah.
going to prison and like I used to make pruno to like fill my locker with food. I'd
Yeah.
make pruno and sell it.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about how much sugars go into things, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
you wanted Mountain Dew. You made sure to put Mountain Dew on your commissary every month because one whatever like the little bottle was like 28 grams of sugar. So like you could put 2 of those, some fruit, and then your kicker, and you'd have some fire pruno. Get you fucked up because the alcohol content.
Yeah.
Because there's so much sugar in a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, for
I never
sure.
tried that.
You don't
You
need
know?
to. You
Yeah.
don't
I
need
make some
to.
good- I-
You don't
Just
need
go
to,
to
bro.
liquor store, huh?
It basically tastes like you know Boone's Farm.
Yeah.
It's like Boone's Farm.
Oh, okay.
almost.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Thanks. Because I mean, I missed my chance. I'm done with it.
You're sober anyways, man.
I'm sober, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you
done.
don't need
I
that.
don't-
It'd be awkward to have too. As you kid, you know what I mean? You're staying here. You got a fucking workout bag full of just fucking chopped up.
Yeah,
fruit.
right.
Just this weird green color.
What's up, ma?
Yeah, exactly.
No chip.
Using the Pruno bag to work out.
You know. One time when I got out, I made one of those spreads.
The best. On
Yeah,
the streets.
for that first week, I was like, I want spread.
Yeah.
I was eating spread.
Real things. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see what it's like.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Not nearly
Yeah,
as
it's
good.
right. It wasn't the same. Even though I used the chili bag, it still wasn't the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, you need a towel and you need a bag.
Nah, it's just because you're free now, bro.
Yeah,
That's why it doesn't taste the same. You got options, bro. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing, bro?
You can make it well. We did an experiment and used higher class ingredients, and it fucking tasted fire.
Dude, my
Is that
homegirl
right?
just made spread for her kid like last Saturday. I had people over. My homegirl brought her daughter, and
Yeah.
her daughter got hungry. She made her spread, dude.
Shut up.
So ghetto, dude.
I mean, bro, it's bread for your taco, and you're having all the carbs in the world. You're gonna have soups, straight carbs, all sodium, like cholesterol type shit right there. You got your chips in it, especially hot Cheetos.
That's what the kids like right there. Is when you put the chips with the noodles
Some
or
hot
something, they go
Cheetos,
crazy with that,
some
you know?
chicharrones.
Oh,
my boy.
chicharrones, bro.
More sodium.
Fritos.
Like I think we did the like breakdown. I think our spread had like 17,000 milligrams of like sodium in it by the end
That's
of
a
it all.
lot. 17, that what?
Well, look, all it was like,
Diabetes.
Your feet are gonna feel
Bro.
bloated.
exactly
Yeah.
like 10 soups. Like when I paroled, I was big. I was like 215,
Wow.
but I was like
You're pretty tall, actually. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Oh, yeah.
5'11", 6 foot on a good day.
Yeah.
But like I thought I wanted to get up to 220, like weight wise, because that meant I could lift more probably, like I could do more shit, and it just didn't feel good walking around at that weight. Like it's hard. Like it was stressful. It was like strenuous on my body to have to get up and go do shit.
Yeah.
The water I was holding too, because of all the sodium. Like, bro, I'd have like fucking old man feet, you know, like the weird old fat people legs.
Yeah, I was
Where you need like the compression socks. Like I got kind of like that. I was like, I can't do this.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
living the life, dude.
eating disorders. That's what was
Brendan Fraser,
like,
dude.
Shit.
We were trying to audition for the role of the whale, bro.
I definitely could have been back in the day. I was a fucking fat kid for sure.
Yeah, me too, man. Hey, as we wrap this up, tell our listeners here where they can watch your podcasts and all that good. So we'll start with Mo.
So check it out, dude. California Sober Podcast. We're on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Google. I think on our IG, our IG is just California Sober Pod, if I remember correctly, because I think podcast was taken. I don't have really any news. Got my homie Julio fighting on this Saturday, I believe the 18th. Check it out. If you're at the Saquon Casino, you hear Spider Muay Thai, I want to hear you scream, bro. Show some love. Other than that, Trey, you got anything?
Same shit he just said. Check us out at California Sober Pod, all one word, no spaces. Catch me on the 405 throwing shit up. Live your best life. I don't fucking know.
That's
don't
what's
do
up.
drugs, kids.
All streaming platforms, check it out.
Absolutely. All right, man. So that was Moe and Trae, California Sober Podcast, man. You guys check it out. You guys have a set schedule?
Not really.
They don't have a set schedule yet, but they will.
Follow the
And make
page.
sure you follow their Insta so you guys don't miss out on their show.
We usually drop every Monday.
Every Monday?
Yeah, I try to.
That's what's up.
Every Monday, baby.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Goodbye.